the vow.
Welcome. Wow, where the fuck is everybody? Is it a freaking national holiday, or is this what it feels like to freaking fall off? Jesus Christ. Only K2 in the chat. What the fuck? Where'd everybody go? But, okay, we are going to be watching, for those of you just tuning in, for the couple of people watching, we're going to be watching the best intersectional Jubilee spin-off show on the internet, Dr. Daff, okay? Not So Erudite versus 20 MAGA Republican people. I didn't think I could trust my audience with too much more of the other debate, lest we talk about Harvey Weinstein for the third time, and we absolutely cannot do that. I will not allow it. If you want to join the panel, you can, of course, click the link that's pinned at the top of the chat. You can also click the link in the description. It leads to the same place. As this gentleman has found out, K2, how's it going?
You have a big L right now. Nobody's here.
I know. What the fuck?
Because you got the Crucible that's going on.
Yeah, there must be a lot of shit happening. Jeez.
You got Page. I'm sorry. You got AVG live. Rage Page is live.
Does Rage Page stream?
No. Yeah. You didn't know that?
Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, I mean, on the bright side, I guess I'll get through a lot of the video today. Okay, it seems like it's a quiet day, you know? Everyone's stealing my thunder. What? Streaming on, what day is it? Thursday? That's my thing. Streaming on Thursday is my thing. Everyone's stealing my day. What the fuck?
I can drop things that I can't usually say because no one's going to be watching. I get TOS for the first time.
Well, see, you would think so, but no. That's actually not how that works.
I don't know.
K2, you're going to be my sole person reacting alongside me today.
Give me a minute. I got to get in my truck.
Well, fuck. Now I have to fill a dead air while I slowly load this video.
I'm just getting off work.
Haphazardly. Oh, good. You're finally off work. You're always working. All right. Well, here we go. You know what? Well, I don't need a full panel of people. I've been streaming for like 6 months. Okay. I could do this on my own with K2 as my backup. Okay. You know, that's possible. If you think about it, it's definitely possible. We're going to try. Welcome to Erudite versus 20 MAGA Republicans.
Conservative values. Mentioning women, he cheated on his pregnant wife with a porn actress and then paid her hush money in a 2016 election.
Yeah, and you're sitting here talking about somebody cheating. I mean, people cheat across the aisle.
I feel safer under accountability.
This is quite the intro.
A Trump supporter all day.
Hey, Egg.
First of all,
How's it going,
you suffer
brother?
from Trump derangement syndrome.
every
What's
politician
with this
going
like
back
snap?
20, 30 years. I don't think any of us
Kinda like
would
it.
sit down and be friends with a politician. Feminism is moral, necessary, and inevitable. Trump doesn't care to free Iran. Christianity is liberal. Republicans are anti-science.
Quite the claims.
I don't care how much you want to dress up. I cannot become an indigenous trans person overnight.
Welcome
Do you know
back,
if I have a
K2.
vagina or not? You seem to think that you have fingers.
I had to drop and then come back.
Hold on, No, I don't want you. I don't want you to go yet. Stop.
Yeah, you don't want to talk to me because I
Man, why do
just
other people
nailed
have to
it
be
with you.
streaming? This seems so fire already. Just like 20 women just like fucking spurging at each other. Holy shit. I'm getting my
I like to talk about how come. I like to talk about how come you're more in favor of complete corporatism and corporations fixing their prices with each other. I thought capitalism is who could sell the product cheaper.
I'm not in favor of it. I just didn't think. I just thought it was kind of a nothing burger.
If it wasn't a nothing burger, why would Amazon tell their employees not to do emails and only phone calls?
Well, because stuff like
And
this leaks and everyone
I
like
found the
spurgs about it.
emails. I found the emails. They are posted out there.
And do they seem as bad or like what is their vibe?
Yeah, they're just telling like Levi's, we're going to use them because that was the one that was used most in that video, to tell the other corporation that sold them cheaper to raise up their prices, which is basically price fixing.
I just don't know.
Even
if it's
Big Soda
illegal
said it
price
could
fixing.
be actually worse.
I just don't. Oh, yeah, but Big Soda also agreed. I don't know why Big Soda for some
They're
reason is
working,
the
and
ultimate
then
arbiter of this, but-
Amazon, instead of matching the prices, they went to the higher price. So when they say that they're saving you money, that's total bullshit. They're
yeah, but
fucking
at the same
scamming
time,
all
Amazon
everybody.
is still like usually
evil.
the cheapest place to get products. You know, at the same time.
Not usually. I can find shit way cheaper than Amazon. You just gotta actually, look instead of blindly shopping.
I don't know. In my
I find shit
experience,
cheaper at the store. Because anything now, because of the fuel prices, everybody's fuel what the fuck? Fuel
Surcharge?
surge price. Yep, surcharge price. So it's even gonna cost you more than going to the store and getting it. I get it if you
Big
can't
Soda.
find the product and you jump
the creative
around.
name you have there.
Wait, what's my name?
Boy,
NG
big.
Soda looks like.
No, what did you call me earlier? I
I
forget.
I didn't tell you anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I must be mixing you up with AVG.
Yeah,
That or
people
Maryland.
do that a lot.
I
People do
think
that
I'm
a lot.
mixing you up in Maryland. That's who it is.
Yeah.
And then I
AVG.
heard for our gasoline they're putting that E15 into it all year round, especially in the summer when it's supposed to go through more. So we're getting ripped off on our gases.
Well, I'm sure we are, but
Add
look,
more
the Iran
ethanol.
war is going to end soon. Everything's going to be
I don't
fine.
believe that. I don't
Prices
believe
are
that.
going to go down.
You know, the last time that the gas went up to $4 in 2008, we all know what happened in that time after it raised up that much.
Wait, if I'm not mistaken,
BlackRock ran out of money.
didn't
Is
the
running out
gas
of money.
didn't the gas touch higher than $4 just not that long ago, like a few years ago?
Yeah, during COVID, it was like freaking
yeah.
$5.
I'm talking
No,
about,
it wasn't $5. I found
technically it's after. I mean, because what
Yeah,
we
after COVID, it was
call
like
the
2021, I
official.
think.
No,
I'm
2023.
just saying.
Am
Was
I
it that
not?
high?
I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure the national average was like $6 around either 20, like early
Six?
2023 to
You're gonna
mid.
have to fact check that. The last time
yeah,
I
I could be
remember them
wrong.
getting near that
It's
was
a-
2008.
National average, but I could be wrong.
2008, like I remember shit getting up to like. Well, I don't
There's no
remember because I was
way.
still a kid. I did some fact checking. Unless my sources is fucking wrong, if you want to fact check me.
I mean, you could be
Like-
right. I could be misremembering.
Yeah, the last
2008,
time, it's
and then
never
the
gone up.
economy collapsed.
I don't think it's ever gone up to, if I'm looking at the right chart at least. The highest,
Okay.
it was higher in summer of 2022 during COVID.
Okay.
But that average was still actually less than I thought. The average was still only $4.
Because
I'm misremembering the date.
Yeah, because I thought I. Oh, go ahead.
No, my bad. I was just gonna say the average. What I'm looking at is just barely below 4, like 3.9, and that's June 27th, 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$6 a gallon would be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever been that.
Go to California. That was when it was $6. I just read something.
Probably in certain places.
I did some research because I saw it, and they did say that the gasoline around 2008 was $4, and then the whole economy collapsed because we went to war.
I don't think that was really. I don't think that was because of the subprime mortgage crisis. Too. That wasn't because of gas or war.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying because BlackRock's telling people not to withdraw money right now too. Because you got all these people that are being replaced by AI.
People shouldn't withdraw money. That's actually good advice.
They're telling people not to. That's their money.
I know, but I'm saying it's also good advice.
Hey, Christ, I'm just putting some shit together. I could be totally wrong about this too, but from the research I got, BlackRock's telling
it's a
people
weird
not to withdraw.
It's a weird incestuous relationship because BlackRock's best interests, in some ways, in very limited ways, are anyone that has a 401k's best interest as well, right? Like they make money because you make money, or you make money because they make money.
Not necessarily. Everybody wants to get AI and get people unemployed, and that could collapse the whole fucking thing.
Well, that too, but I'm saying like
you got JP Mortgage
and State Street, they control like most of people's like 401k's, right? Like they manage most of that, and so. Right, so if they're losing money, that means that you're losing money. If they're making money, you're making money, right? They're obviously making more.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Right. I can't get off. He's going to do research while driving.
Yeah, he said he's off work, which is strange. Usually K2 is always driving at this time. Big Soda, I guess there's a lot of streams going on because like nobody's here. It's crazy.
It's just me and you, buddy.
Feels like it's Christmas or something, but it's like a Thursday.
Well, I know fucking AVG was reviewing something, and she had a shit ton of fucking viewers. There was like 65 live viewers.
Yeah, she's been popping off lately. It's been crazy.
Confluence, you gotta show some more leg or something. You gotta pump those numbers up.
I know, geez. But I think she's got that Crucible leverage, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's true.
She'll be monetized like soon as shit, I'm thinking. But she runs a good panel. She actually knows how to control people, so
Well, see,
keeps things on track.
I'm biased. I don't think there is a better panel than what you host. Some of these fucking panels, they be fucking. I'll be getting my dopamine fill. I'll be going to bed all happy. I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of the chaos is hard to come by. Okay. Can really only be manufactured on a Confluence panel. Lobster understands, okay? I have an appetite for chaos, and some of them develop it if they hang around here too much,
I was grilling Emmett. I was telling Emmett that he got cooked by you, and I think that was bothering Emmett.
I feel like my vibe with I think Mo just took the stance that he thought was like he's Emmett and Grid on the same side. And he's like, that's probably the right side.
Yeah,
Mo joined that, and it was switched. I feel like Mo would have been on the complete opposite side. That's the vibe I got.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were cooking Mo too.
I don't know. It's hard for me to believe that like people believe some of this stuff. I don't know. Especially when like Abe was explaining so much, I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know if people actually, but I get that feeling a lot sometimes when I'm fighting with people online. I'm like, these are weird perspectives to hold.
Do you remember when Abe said doobly?
I missed that.
Okay.
Is that doubly?
No, doubly. You know that's an actual word?
Yeah.
You know what that word means?
Like twice as much?
Yeah. I didn't know that. I thought he was just saying double and then adding the "ly" to it. I didn't realize it was an actual fucking word that means twice as much.
That's crazy. That must have sounded so strange.
Yeah, I was like doubly. I was like, that sounds like something my kid would say. I didn't realize you could add the ly to it, and it's still like an official word.
I guess the more I think about it, it does sound like a strange word. It's one of those words that you get used to, but it does sound a little
Like
juvenile.
doubly? Yeah,
Doubly.
come on.
Yeah. Because can you say Tripoli? Oh, I guess you can.
Well, you'd be talking about a
Tripoli.
country or a city.
Yeah, that's true. It does. Yeah. The more I say it, I'm getting that. What do they call it? Semantic satiation.
It does.
That's starting to sound like nothing.
So it sounds fake and gay.
Good to see you, SS. Good to see you, Bill Hicks. Yeah, Tripoli. Tripoli is Loki's city. Think about it. But we're gonna be able to get through possibly more of this video than we usually get through a video.
I think we'll be able to get through all of it.
It's possible. It's possible. And it seems like a good video. I don't know how I missed this. This happened like 12 days ago. Kyla versus 12 intersectional Trump supporter women of color. I mean, geez, don't threaten me with a good time.
I thought it was not so erudite. That's what you have in the title.
That's who Kyla is. That's her name.
Oh, that sounds fake.
Her legal name is not so erudite. You know.
Yeah, that sounds fake and gay. Why is she hiding her real name?
Yeah, that's true. Whereas my legal name is Confluence, so I'm not hiding my name at all.
No.
I just have a mononym, you know, like Madonna or like Prince. You know, I'm just Confluence on my driver's license. It's pretty cool.
You were born in a clone pod, and that's why you're 358 Confluent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's 357 that haven't made it. I'm the iteration that stuck around. Okay.
They were like, yeah, he ain't got that same addiction to dopamine. Abort him.
Good to see you, Noggins. Could you imagine, Brandon, if it was? That would be hell on earth. That's like Erudite's tag, if you think about it. It's a Grippus trilemma. Like I feel like that's really accurate, actually. I feel like that's her go-to. That's just like the worst conversation to possibly have. She repeatedly brings up in so many debates.
We need Brandon to send us that video of him debating, or I guess having that conversation with Kyla or whatever her name is.
Yeah, I think he posted it.
I'll have to go on his channel and watch it.
Because I think I was going to watch it when I was watching Testy's thing that he did on Horseradish, but then we didn't even get through Testy's thing, which I don't know why I thought we would have. But I don't know why I thought we had time for both. That was crazy. That's crazy for me to think that we could have finished.
Yeah, that's wild. 2 things in one night.
I was very ambitious at that thing, but
we didn't get through an intro in a night.
Yeah, sometimes we can't even start the video in the night. But tonight is not that night because we've already gotten through the intro and now we're into the prompts, and these are good prompts. Okay, I think it's gonna be a fun watch, in my opinion.
Hi, and welcome to the Dr. Daff Show. I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Daff, and today we're having a conversation with one liberal and 20 conservative ladies.
Oh.
Chose her own prompts.
That's right.
We will be sharing them. What's your first prompt, Karen?
My first prompt is Trump supporters have abandoned all conservative values.
Okay. Anyone who wants to have this conversation, come on now.
This is like DEI Jubilee. It's so funny. But it's great because they don't copyright strike me. Friend of the channel, Dr. Daff, or whatever her name is.
Hi, guys. I'm Kyla.
Hi, I'm Dominique.
Hi, I'm Kathleen.
Oh. I'm Daniela Bloom.
Alexis Miranda.
Cool. So to prep for this, I basically went through a list and I said, how is Trump not conservative? And I just want to kind of count some of the ways that I think that he is not conservative. So he swears on the Bible as a political stunt, never attends church. Who's his pastor, by the way? What church does he actually?
I knew it. I knew if I showed NotSoErudite, I could summon Keelan. Welcome, Keelan. You couldn't stay away from Kyla.
I changed my mind. She is a conservative Democrat, so I don't like her.
Well, I thought you loved Kyla. How do you think she's conservative?
She wants what Obama wanted, and that's to kill people.
I mean, we agree with that.
You think she wants to drone strike people? She's probably pro-Israel, actually, low-key, just based on her connection to Destiny.
Very a large number of the liberals / Democrats in Canada and the US are very, well, Canada less so, but US for sure. And she's Canadian, but she acts like she's from the US.
Yeah.
They want to drone strike people. They want to kill people.
Has she said this, or this is like a vibe you've gotten?
They care about making big number get bigger. And by that, I mean the GDP.
I know what you mean by that, yeah. I mean,
And
she
to
was
make
talking
big
about
number
that a
get
lot.
bigger, we're already punching above our weight.
But big number getting bigger is correlated to a lot of good things. I mean, that is the argument, okay? Number going up isn't good on its own, but number going up is correlated with a lot of good things, you know?
Is it strongly correlated with anything currently? Because I don't know, the number's gotten bigger quite a bit over the past 15 years. But if you ask the average American, you think they're doing as much better as the number has gotten bigger? I don't think so.
I don't know. Like this is a small example, but I just bought like a brand new Samsung Galaxy phone. It's a budget model, but it came out this year for $200. I mean, like that's crazy. Like to buy 15 years ago, this thing would have been like $1,000. But I'm saying, but that's what number going up does.
No.
It means you could buy better stuff for less money.
No, technology is it going to improve with or without number getting bigger?
Yeah, but I'm saying the prices. I feel like how are the prices gone down so much?
Because technology has improved.
I think there are some elements that are strongly correlated. I guess it just depends. Like, is there certain metrics that you think should be strongly correlated? Because I would say retirement.
In China, big number getting bigger would more accurately represent the average person's life improving, right? The US, though, our hugely financialized economy, big number getting bigger, isn't going to, I don't know how strongly it would correlate. I imagine not that strongly with like the average person's life improving.
Because I mean, I do understand your argument. I could probably say if more Americans were more financially savvy, and if most Americans participated in the actual, I guess, numbers going up, as in the stock market and stuff like that, and they participated in the stock market, that more Americans would be more financially stable than they are now. I just think it's a financial illiteracy thing more so than it is like a negative effect, like the numbers going up and it's negatively affecting them.
Yeah, that I am not sure about at all. Like, I have very little knowledge on the stock market. I think if Anson was watching, he could speak to this. I don't know how like increased participation in the stock market, if it's even possible. First of all, I don't think it is.
Yeah, I mean it's because if you would put your money in, like, not so much a retirement account, but more of an IRA, and you putting money in that system's going to, I guess, be fed back to you, and generally you will come out a lot more successful than if you had no participation at all in it.
I mean, I agree, but
yeah,
it's like 8% or something on average, or
but how many Americans can afford currently to add to their savings every paycheck?
Well, I think the problem is
people have some type of like 401k or something, right?
I think the problem is people think that they should put money into a savings account instead of buying assets with that money. I think. No, go ahead.
I mean, two things with finances, right? You should have liquid finances in case something terrible happens.
True.
You can't just, like, I get it's weird because you could be super risky and say, I can't save any money, so I'm going to put it all into all the money I can scrape by. I'm going to put into this stock plan, and whatever, if I have to skip a meal every so often, I'll survive, and eventually I'll get out of where I'm at, which would take a lot of discipline. And I'd say that that's actually that's damning on the system we have, where people have to starve to save more. But
But
Like,
I think it's something. It's something like half of America's own stock, isn't it? Like that's. I mean, in some ways, that's a bad number because then half don't. But half is still like a lot more than I think most people think about.
Yeah.
I think most people would like undershoot that number. But
I'm not an
Keelan,
economist.
I wanted to show you this. Do you agree with Sam Hyde in this clip? Okay. I don't know if I've ever sent this to you before. It sounds like what you're saying. So it sounds like you and Sam Hyde are maybe on the same page. Just hear him out.
No. Okay, so pause it. One thing you have to know about me is I'm talking about something I haven't made my mind up on yet, and I haven't read very much about, clearly. So as I read more, as I learn more, my opinion will change over time, as it has so many times before. If I agree with this man, it probably means he is ignorant.
I mean, that checks out.
That could be, but we'll hear him out. Hear him out.
Crazy fact. Winning. Is winning making it so that tech companies have even higher valuations? Is that winning? It's the valuation of Netflix. I figured it out. That's why we're not winning, is because Netflix stock isn't high enough. That's the only way to win. I want to kill my neighbors and burn them alive and blow up my car, but it's okay because Netflix is worth $3 trillion. I want to cut my cock off and scramble my brain with fucking fluoride. I'm going to win because Netflix is worth $3 trillion. I can't believe the dollars are this high. I can't believe we're winning this much. The dollars are this high. We have such good drones and spying technology. We're winning. That's the most retarded thing I've ever heard. At least leftoid medicine vaccine brain niggas. Bleep that out, please. I said people. At least people whose blood has been replaced with vaccines and are so far on the left, they salute Mickey Mouse. They think that they're helping people.
What are your thoughts, Keelan?
So first of all, this video is scary. Like the cuts and stuff. I don't like that. It's jarring. It scares me.
That's exactly what someone else said that I showed it to, weirdly enough.
I don't like his rhetoric. I don't like one of the things he specifically said, obviously, but
I forgot he said that in my defense.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be agreeing or disagreeing with here.
Well, just
don't you as a
people are unhappy, but numbers are going up, right? Because that's the argument. Yeah. That's kind of like the GDP thing, right? If everyone is like, if people are more and more unhappy on more and more antidepressants, have less and less relations and meaningful connections with people, are we actually winning as a society because the GDP is really good and, you know, the stock market is doing good and all this shit, right? That's the basic argument.
I feel like someone would have to be insane to say that, like, currently the US is winning as a society. I think we're quite obviously not winning, at least for this current generation, right? But you as a Christian, don't you find it kind of sickening that what we could see as pulling people out of poverty is Netflix going up? Like, do you support Netflix and its message? And that's what the free hand of the market. That's what the free hand of the market has chosen. Do you support that?
It depends what you mean. Like, I like Netflix. I think it's a convenient service that you can watch a lot of shows on. You know, I don't think Netflix going up is worth it if we're all living atomized lives that lack real human connections and real happiness. But I don't think Netflix is inherently a problem or inherently like a bad thing, I guess.
Yeah, I guess my question is more so that, like, so we could see capitalism in one way, from my point of view, as like one of the purest forms of democracy, where, and it's a bad thing, where you are paying for things you want, right? You pay for Netflix because you want it. I think we've seen that this is a bad thing, and that's why we use political power rather than economic power in a lot of cases to prevent capitalism from continuing to push things that are bad for society, because society wants these things.
I guess I just don't see that as like the cause of the sickness. Like, I think it's used as like copium when people say that, oh, that, yeah, the higher these companies are valued, and just look at the stock market and look at everything. Like, we're actually doing really good. I think it's a bad indicator compared to, like, you know, people living meaningful, you know, purpose-driven lives. But I don't see it as like the cause of, I guess, the illness, as in the way that you do. I don't think that capitalism is the cause of all of this.
So yeah, sure. I think human nature has bad qualities, right? And I think capitalism, the way the system is set up currently, makes those bad qualities so much worse.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, that's why I think laissez-faire capitalism is retarded, and I think that's why we have guardrails on, and that's why we have the systems in place that we do, and maybe we need more. I mean, what are you laughing at? We have antitrust laws. We have.
I know. It's just so funny. It's so funny. It's like,
what's the funny part? We put limits. Capitalism is a good thing, but yeah, in excess, it's going to be bad because it's going to appeal to the lesser angels of our nature, right?
It's like this. I'm going to do a slippery slope fallacy. You're going to go into communism eventually when capitalism just continues to not be good enough for you.
I mean,
that's the entire thing.
What?
That's the entire thing. The entire thing.
Vibe.
You just keep adding social programs. You keep restricting capitalism. Eventually, you get to socialism. Eventually, you get to communism. That's the entire theory.
Fine. I don't care. Like, don't threaten me with a good time. I just think so. I'm not against socialism because I think like socialism is evil or something. I just think that I don't think socialism is going to work, and I think that trying to maybe we'll get there one day, but jumping the gun I think has led to a lot of catastrophe, and so I don't think it's good to try to shoehorn socialism in too fast. If things move in a direction of more socialized programs and more fetters on capitalism until we somehow go through a process of psychological involution where we can not be greedy and we can actually care for one another, and it ends up in something that's called socialism or even communism, I'm not going to be like fucking, you know, soying out and like fucking malding in the corner. Like, I'm fine with that, right? I just don't think it'll work to jump to that.
Yeah, you're making a good point, Confluence, in the sense that, like, if everything works out in society and we can continue to progress as a society on a socialist or communist, whatever you want to call it, framework today, I don't think anybody would be like, well, I'm still going to stick to communism, or to capitalism, because I know it's bad for the system, but I just won't change my views. You're basically saying you think if that changes today, that everything would collapse, correct?
Yeah.
And I would agree with that. And there's some principles, because I think sometimes capitalism gets confused in two different things. And I'm going to sound like a bad Ayn Rand novel right now, but I mean, if you've ever read Ayn Rand's, what was it? No, it wasn't Fountainhead. It was Atlas Shrugged.
Atlas Shrugged. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, she's freaking annoying as a writer because she just writes too much. But there was some good points in there saying that the basic principle was money actually isn't money to the people that innovate. The people that innovate. If I'm doing something that saves my neighbor 2 hours of their time, then that neighbor pays me $10. He's basically saying, thank you, because you put your time in. Since I took your time, I'm going to give you $10. Now, if I can figure out how to do that for the whole world, not just my neighbor, now all of a sudden I get that $10 times 5 billion people. Now I'm an evil communist, or sorry, a capitalist. I'm an evil capitalist because I figured out how to save the whole world all this money. I love this video and what this guy is saying about Netflix, because this is where things get confused. Because while we have people out there that are actually moving society forward, the washing machine, the automobile, the assembly line, and things like that, there are good and innovations that they got rewarded for. We also look at the capitalists out there that are coming up with the tactical flashlight that they get built in China for 5 cents and sell for $39.99, saying that the United States is about to ban it. And we go, well, this is why capitalism is bad, right? Because we have the scammers out there, the people that are figuring out how to work the system. And I know, Confluence, you're like, well, we try to put regulations in place, but we can't put regulations in place for everything. And where there's good, there's bad. But I wouldn't say overall. I mean, I would say overall, capitalism has brought industry, has brought success, and not every capitalist is this evil scammer out there trying to ruin the world. I think they're just reaping the benefits of all that they've given back to the world, which is a very few percentage of us, right? Not many of us actually get to give back to the world at the rate that some of these people that we hate for making so much money are giving back to the world.
Yeah, I think the last time I looked into it, I think you have to be making like 150,000 to be like a net giver in society. Like just how money functions and how much taxes are, and you know the progressive tax rate. You have to. So most people, even if they're making good money, are actually still like takers from society.
Well, and here's the worst part. Then we all bitch. We have 2 flat screens TVs at home in the United States. And or maybe actually we have a flat screen TV in every fucking room. We all got internet. We all got cell phones. We update our iPhone every fucking month. And then the gas prices go up and we're like, fuck the government, fuck capitalism, fuck all this stuff. When the rest of the world is fucking starving, we're like I would say, yeah, we are winning. And when you take away one flat screen TV from an American, then all of a sudden we're bitching when the rest of the world is going, I wish I could have what you had.
Oh my God. There's like way too much to respond to there, but I don't hate people for having money at all.
No.
Let me say hi to Marilyn.
Just to point this out. I'm just saying,
and I didn't vote for
the
that
general like mentality of the people that aren't contributing to the world is we provided this, and when it's taken away, they feel like they've really been taken away from, right? And I'm not saying they're bad people. I was being very exaggeratory with that, but it is kind of like we have to sometimes humble ourselves and go, you know what, we're living pretty good.
I have a very simple question. Where did our wealth come from, and why are those people in other countries doing so poorly?
Well, this would be our nation first, right? So, I mean, this is a tough question because one, you could say, well, the whole immigration originally to the United States was that was the type of person that was willing to leave home. They were willing to, they know that not everybody survives on the boat coming over here. So the people that came to the United States in the first place were of a genetic makeup of to go bigger than most people. And the people that stayed
are you talking about the slaves or the white people?
Well, we're going to talk about the white people. They're the ones they got here first before we start importing the slaves. Right?
Let's yeah, they built this country, of course. Let's talk about why the rest of the world is
the slaves didn't just build the country. Don't forget, the Chinese came here willingly and basically were treated worse than the slaves, and also built this country too.
Yeah,
so don't leave out the Chinese.
We killed like one Chinaman for every like mile of rail that we laid. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally
right, because they also had the same mentality.
Totally fine with including another country that was damaged by colonialism. So where did all of our wealth come from, and why is the rest of the world so poorly off?
Well, I'd probably say World War II is a big reason why.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of avenues to this, right? So, United States was the innovator once we broke off from, we were innovating, we were inventing capitalism. Sprung up really hard here, but it was not just because of capitalism. It was because of the original migration here and that person. Now, after that happened, we were a country first mentality, right? We didn't instantly go that we're going to try to save the world. We tried to do that later, but we only did that when it was in our best interest. So why is the rest of the world or the third world countries still poor? It's not just the United States, by the way. There's so many factors in here, like a really simple one. The United States got to burn coal and pollute, and China got to burn coal and pollute, and we got to dump all of our toxic stuff into water, and we got to do all that, and that allowed us to progress really quickly. Now, the third world countries that want to progress aren't allowed to do that, and that's the cheapest way, by the way, to grow. But now they're not allowed to, so they're kind of stuck because of all of our rules, and the rules that make sense now that we're smarter, but now they have to figure out how to do it more expensively and cleanly. So they're like, that's just one example of tons of reasons why all the wealth ended up in the countries that were the first innovators.
Okay, so
now is that fair? I'm not going to say that's fair. I'm just saying what happened and what is happening today.
Vibe, I'm sorry. I don't know if you're doing this on purpose, but you're ignoring a huge part of our history.
Which one do you? Which one?
Where did a lot of our resources come from? Who did we get them from? And what did we do to the people who used to live on the land that we now inhabit?
Okay, so you want to go into us coming in here because there was another. There were people here before we were here, right?
Allegedly.
This is why you don't have
and I
open
mean,
I don't
borders.
know if that's true.
even before the US,
we know there were Indians here, but okay, let's just start with the Indians. They were the first ones here. We came second. I'm definitely not going to say if that was right or wrong, because I mean we just kind of came in and said, well, this is our land, and it was their land, right? I can actually concede that argument, but can you say our wealth came from them? Did
Definitely
they give us
not.
the wealth?
I think that's crazy.
Yeah,
Keel, is that what you're saying?
They didn't give us the wealth, but let's just start with there, right? Because and then we can talk about the slaves, and we can talk about the Chinese. We can work our way up to see where our wealth came from through all that.
and this was funded by who, right? The European powers who up until when did Europe start becoming a superpower? It was after.
No, we're on the Indians, right? Because you were saying, I mean, well, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm strongmanning you. So
we had
correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think you're trying to get to the point where you're saying all of our wealth came on the backs of other people.
Not all of it.
Okay.
Not all of it. A lot of it.
Okay. And you mentioned the Indians. So I just wanted to see if you think we got our wealth off of the culture that we definitely stole their land from.
So part of it was that we did commit a genocide when we came to this land, whether it was intentional or not. It was partially intentional. Obviously, I think everyone agrees on that. But
like when we look at South America and the smallpox and stuff like that, that was definitely not an intentional one. I also think if we look at history, and maybe I'm misreading history, that we tried to get along. We like came here and we're like, it was a big land, and we tried to get along, but sometimes we have bad people. Are like I'm a white guy that came over here and didn't like the whatever color you want to make them, just a different color, and was mean. But I also think some of them were like, wait, you're on my land. I think there was definitely a lot of controversy there. But ultimately, I don't think that led to any of the wealth, right? So we can probably cross that one off.
Well, I mean, we had to get the land. The land is a large part of the reason we have the wealth we do. Like, especially the part of the world we're in, we would not be nearly as powerful if we weren't right where we are in North America.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I mean, this land was amazing. Benjamin Franklin originally was actually on England's side. He wanted England and the United States to be a part of each other, but then he ended up being one of the biggest enemies of England. And he actually saw the resources of the United States. And this is to your point, right? And this has nothing to do with the people. He saw the resources, he saw the population growth, and he saw the expansion, and he realized that the United States was, and I'm actually kind of conceding to your point here, was more valuable than any land out there in the whole world. But I don't think they had anything to do with the Indians, except for that, yes, we kind of took it over. But at the same time, like, that's how everything has happened, even before the United States came here. The Nordic areas didn't have people in there. We migrated, and we all humanity's always been migrating, looking for more lands, looking for more subtle things. This is not a United States thing. This is just the evolution of man through our migration.
Yeah, I mean, I hate the genocide that we did.
I hate genocide too. I hate killing people.
And,
I love people. I love people.
Whoa!
But, like,
I hate genocide too, you guys.
I
That's
have
crazy.
a much.
I'm still on the fence about it.
Like, I think it was. I think it was literally. I don't think anybody came here and said, "Oh, we found America. There's a bunch of people here. Let's kill them all." I just think.
It was complex. There's violence on both sides. Okay, I don't want to play that card.
I'm just pointing out one of the atrocities that led us to where we are. I have a much bigger problem with what Israel's doing today, because like it's today, right? And they're doing the exact same thing we did back in colonialism. But
I think that's a fair argument.
Like it was back in the day. Back in the day, they were basically savages compared to where we are now, right? And I'm talking about the Europeans. But
not the people that were doing scalping and killing
everyone.
children.
Everyone's like we're significantly more progressed as a society. Like nobody would debate that. But before that, even the empires that funded the expeditions to America, especially Columbus, they were funded by the excess from colonial wealth in Africa.
I don't know. Was Portugal in Africa?
Yeah, in the 1400s, Portugal was in Africa.
So these were entrepreneurs sending out fleets to find new resources. I mean, we're still doing it, right? Like we know there's resources on the moon. We know there's resources, actually not even on a planet. Just we can make better resources just in space and zero gravity. So we're funding those expeditions, right? We're doing the same thing today, and it is being funded today because we're looking at like, oh my God, I wish I remember what the name of the chemical is. There's a chemical on Earth that is actually worth like per gram, like $4 million per gram, and it's used in radiology machines. We discovered in space we can actually make it for about $100,000, and we can't produce it on Earth. But of course, it costs $2 million to send a ship up, but it's still cheaper than mining it locally, right? So we still are doing this exploration, and people are still funding these, exactly the same thing that Christopher Columbus was funded for. The reason they funded him is because they thought they would get a profit or they would find something cheaper that you can't pay for. We're doing that today.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm talking about a time where there was much more of a human cost during colonialism. But anyway, Portugal, Spain, England, they all had their hands.
Would you say all the wars prior of like all of us moving from territory to territory had much higher casualties through human migration than the migration of the to the United States? I'm just saying migration always has casualties.
That's a very difficult question. So like, I don't know how many people were on Earth prior to that, right? It was. It increases so much.
Any country and say, "Hey, I want to participate here." And if they say you don't, they'd be like, "But you can sit in that corner," and we wouldn't fight. Like, there's always going to be a fight.
Well, I think we're getting past that now with like the nation state.
But okay, yeah. To your original question that you said I was avoiding, maybe I shouldn't have asked you questions. Maybe I should have just asked you, why did we amount all the wealth? What is your? Because I was trying to dig down to like the reasons, but I never actually heard what you said. Why is the United States so wealthy? Even if it's not even if it's the only upper 0.1%, where do we amass all our wealth from?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to land this plane, but it's a lot of things. Like Europe had great technological innovation. You know, like there's this anecdotal evidence that Turkey or the Middle East had the steam engine and they used it for spinning food because they didn't need it for anything else. Whereas Europe used it for all sorts of things, and that led to them exploding in manufacturing industry. But there's also the human cost of like these colonial empires were going around the globe, and we could say that this is just people innovating in a different way. But they went around the globe. They took advantage of people who weren't as progressed or were as progressed, but their society at the time was dealing with internal conflicts, such as like in the Ottoman Empire. That's one of the reasons the Ottoman Empire fell, was because they had a lot of internal conflicts, and the British were able to basically divide and conquer the Ottoman Empire and much of the Middle East. But my main point is like we do this using companies usually, not countries. And the goal is to accumulate wealth. And that is where the contradictions, which isn't used in like the normal sense of capitalism, play out, is that we accumulate wealth. We, as in these corporations, hire up people. And my problem with capitalists isn't that they exist, because I know they won't exist eventually, because they keep shrinking, right? As someone accumulates more and more wealth, they take over more and more businesses, more and more capitalists fall off. The bourgeoisie eats itself. There's no need to eat the rich. They'll eat themselves.
See, and I would push back on that. As a business owner myself, right? I'm not trying to take over the world. I am a Christian. My business actually never really got successful until I understood how to put Christian ethics into my business, even though I have employees that are not Christian, and I don't go, we're doing the Christian way. But I came to it with a philosophy that if I want to keep employees, I need to make sure they can feed their wives, their families, their kids. I need to make sure they can grow. Need to make sure that if they want to leave my job, they can get a better job. When I started installing those things, and I would actually argue and push back on you that the majority of entrepreneurial Americans are actually, even if they're Christian or not, are a lot like me. The ones that we hate are the ones that we do see that are at the $1 trillion marks, in the major corporations, which is a very small minority, but they're the ones grossing the most amount of money. And maybe we got to do something to fix that. And I don't know how to fix that at the same time. Like if I accidentally, through my actions, end up being one of them, I'll be like, I didn't do it on purpose. Like I didn't come here to be a billionaire, right? I literally just I want to take care of my family. I want to produce for the people that are working for me and make sure they can take care of their families. And I really enjoy innovating. And sometimes I'll see a technology out there and I'm like, I really like that technology. I don't think they're doing it right. I'll reinvent it and do it in a whole other way and make it better. And I kind of think I feel like the idea of, we get confused, but I think most Americans, most middle America on the edges, the coasts and things like that are not making, $2 million a year, that are entrepreneurs and own like property or own these things, have that same view set. They're not out to hurt anybody. They're not out to take advantage of anybody, but everybody hates us because of that top 0.1%. We might be in the 1%, but they hate us because of the 0.01% that everybody envies and hates.
I mean, my view on
Voltaire
is that
you guys need to fight more. This is boring.
The capitalists
you're part of the bourgeoisie.
They don't have a choice in what they're doing. They're filling a niche that needs to be filled in our system currently. So I don't think that Elon Musk is a bad person because he has a lot of money. I think he's a bad person because he's just a shitty human being. Like he says shitty things.
Well, it says, as Milton Friedman taught us, there's no such thing as a free lunch. So basically, if you're talking about something that's valuable to human beings, as we're talking about a fridge or a TV or a house, someone has to produce it. And what capitalism does is it incentivizes people to hire other people to produce it by innovating and creating new ideas and then taking on the risk by giving them wages and securing their wages. And that by doing that, the capitalist has basically taken on the risk and has done entrepreneurial discovery, which produces wealth and value for the rest of us. Now,
it's an ongoing thing, right? I started my company 10 years ago, and we soared for the first 5 years. And then 5 years later, some bigger corporation did a spinoff, and they basically copied our technology, and they did it cheaper. And all of a sudden, people were leaving, and they had a sales force like literally 1,000 times bigger than ours. And they were just taking all of our customers. So that was where I was comfortable. I was like, I'm supporting my family. I'm supporting my employees. We're doing good. And then all of a sudden I was like, crap, I got to fix something. And that is where kind of sometimes innovation comes from, right? Hey, I'm picking a carrot. I'm happy. I'm feeding my family. Oh crap. Like now my neighbor's stealing my carrots, or the carrots from my neighbors are bigger and their kids are getting healthier. Like, how do I innovate? Whatever it is. And we innovated and we came through it. We went through a bad down spot during that, but we came back and we innovated. We did better. We figured out how to do it better. And without that competition, then my customers would have been paying more for the rest of their lives if nobody came in and undercut me. The moment that I got lazy, right? The moment they undercut me, then I had to go, okay, I was happy. I had a good product. My customers thought it was worth what it was, but somebody else came around, recreated it, made it cheaper. Now I have to create it cheaper. That competition actually made it more affordable for everybody.
I'm glad Keelan has no rebuttal to that. We're getting too
It's
into
not
the
that.
communist
It is
tablet. We're
not-
getting too into the weeds. We're getting too into the weeds, boys.
You see, you're not Joe Rogan. You don't let me think.
Ooh.
Should I do the reverse where I'm like, I don't have a problem with capitalism on a small scale? No, I don't think that sort of competition at the dollar is necessary for innovation. And it, even to me, like right now, it doesn't sound like your main motivation for doing what you do is money.
No, and I don't think it is for most capitalists. The average, and I like what you said, like changing the thing. Like, I don't mind small time entrepreneurs. I would like to jump back to that because I actually agree. Like my hometown, I grew up in East Lansing, Michigan. It was a local bookstore. It was a local clothing store, local music store, all owned by local businesses. They were able to support their families. I don't think anybody was trying to take over the world. I think they were just all entrepreneurs. They had happy employees. When I went back 30 years later, the bookstore was gone. It was a Barnes and Noble. The clothing shops were Levi and H&M, and the coffee shop was replaced by Starbucks. Like everything was replaced by corporations. I think there is an imbalance in what's been happening in the last 30 years where local companies, and Starbucks is a perfect example. There were tons of like niche coffee shops all over the United States. And when Starbucks came in, they would open one right across the street purposely to put them out of business. There's still some of them. I think everybody's got one in their city where there's a Starbucks next to the original local coffee shop, because the original local coffee shop is still so damn good. Starbucks couldn't put that one out of business, but they put 95% of them out of business. And I do have a little bit of a problem with that because also Starbucks sucks.
And this is one of the, if I'm recalling correctly, IIRC, Confluence, you may also remember, this is one of the critiques that Marx has on capitalism, is that the bourgeoisie keeps eating itself, and the previous member of the bourgeoisie becomes a proletariat because they can no longer be a capitalist. They've been put out of business. They've been eaten by the bigger guy. Bigger fish wins.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think with
So,
coffee
like-
shops, it's hard to fix that. But I mean, that's why we have things like patent laws, right? Which ideally, in a perfect world, are supposed to stop like the situation Vibe talked about from happening. But of course, that only goes so far depending on what your technology is and stuff.
Patent laws also prevent innovation in a way.
They do, but I mean, I think it's a necessary evil, I suppose, because otherwise you would just have like anytime anyone makes any product ever, it's just going to be copied and done cheaper and better by a bigger company that has more marketing, more everything, right? To like make
Yeah,
that
we
work.
definitely have to change the patent laws because I have patented almost everything I've ever done. But in technology, it's really hard because you can't patent like an idea. Like you can't patent. I came up with a social network. Now nobody else can come up with a social network. You can patent the process of signing up, the displaying of information and things like that, because like you can't. Anybody can code the same thing in 1,000 different ways. So you can only patent the process. So if you want to do the same thing, you just have to do the same thing on the UI, but just do a different process in the back end, right? So technology is really, when I say technology, like programming technology is specifically what I'm talking about. If you're talking about like technology of like a carburetor on an engine and having this widget work that way, that's actually a lot easier to patent than a concept when it comes to this whole virtual world of like.
And you don't
software.
want people like I think of that recent video game example. I can't remember if it was Blizzard that tried to like patent or did patent the concept of like a rideable mount in a video game. And that's like such a, like, we don't want that. We don't want, like, that shouldn't be something that you can patent because it's just an idea and it's too conceptual and it just feels retarded to like allow that to be like only one IP can like use a concept like that. But then I see the other side of things when it comes to stuff that if you come up with a groundbreaking idea that's technological in nature and you can't really patent it in a way that's going to actually prevent other people from stealing it, and they just like make different code and make basically the same thing. So I see both sides, but like, yeah, I understand why with something that's like, that's mechanistic, it's easier to patent that, and those patents are stronger.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you really get
there's
past
the whole
that.
other side, right? You've got US patents, you got international patents, and then you got China. China doesn't give a shit about patents.
No.
Yeah, that's why my company.
And there's nothing you can do to fight them. You like, they can copy your shit and there's nothing you can do.
Right. It's funny. I brought this up on stream maybe like 6 months ago about how, like, if you're a country that doesn't give a fuck, there's not really much other countries can do. Like Russia, I can't remember if Russia was suing the US. I think they were suing the US. This is so long ago, I'd have to like look it up. But they had some like rule about it was, I think that was when they were like banned on social media or something. Maybe it was RT being destroyed and stuff in the West. And they had levied these fines, and this one judge had like settled this court case in Russia. It was an official ruling, and they said the US had to like pay it was like more than a GDP of India. Like it was trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, like an impossible amount. It's never going to be enforced, but according to Russia, that is what is owed to Russia because of the laws that the U.S. has broken, infringed upon, whatever. But it's like none of that matters, and it's the same with China, right? Like,
yeah.
If at the end of the day, if you say you don't give a shit, it's really hard to kind of enforce that if you're one of these like kind of outlier countries that's not really part of these like collective agreements.
It's complicated because there are some economists like I think like Alan Greenspan, for example, who've been critical of tariffs against China. But on the other hand, like when we're talking about tariffs, while I'm not generally a fan of them, the fact is China has been the IP violator, and so I think there has to be some way to retaliate against China, even if tariffs might not be the best way to do it. But I definitely think we do need to have stronger IP enforcement against China.
Yeah, well, there's nothing we can do. That's the point, right? And to the tariffs point, I'm actually all for tariffs, but not today. We fucked up a long time ago with China when we knew they were throwing babies in the ocean, when we knew they were using child labor. We removed all tariffs from them so that the children they weren't throwing in the ocean could produce the flat screen TVs that eventually they were shipping to us. And we created China by being a selfish fucking country. So like that's on us, because if we would have put the tariffs in there, the guy that was selling or manufacturing refrigerators would still have 2 cars, a family, sending his kids to college like he was in the 50s. But because we said, you know what, let's just let China in for free, even though we know they're doing all this atrocity. The tariffs that Trump is doing have a value, but they don't really have much of a value today. They had a value in 1960, and why we ever fucking lifted that in the first place was stupid.
So do you think when Nixon opened China, do you think that was a mistake, I guess?
Oh, yeah, that was a huge mistake.
I don't necessarily agree, because when you look at... So are you familiar with the concept of comparative advantage?
No, okay. I don't mind giving third world countries, and at that time, China was like
no, but that's not what I'm talking about.
But like, I would say, hey, we're willing to do open trade with you, but stop throwing your babies in the ocean and get the kids out of the freaking factories. Then we'll lift the trade. But no, we did it anyways because we were just selfish.
I know, but I'm just asking, are you familiar with the concept of comparative advantage? Like, are you? So comparative advantage is when it might be that we're better overall at producing than another group of people, but the other group of people, if they specialize their time on producing one thing, will be of overall net benefit to us, because then we can focus on another thing which we're better at producing. So that means that we can specialize with the division of labor if we have comparative advantage with a greater service. And so what this means is that what international trade does is it allows us to exploit that comparative advantage and have a neater division of labor, which is why free trade is generally a good idea. Now, the problem is when you have IP violations. I agree that's a problem, but so far, unfortunately, there's no way to solve that now. What we could do, I guess theoretically, would be petition the UN if the UN would be willing to do something against China, but that's probably not going to happen.
Okay, first off, we can't petition the UN because the whole enforcement arm of the UN is us. Right. So if the UN, if the UN said, like, we are the ultimate enforcement arm, like no country in the world is going to go to. I mean, Russia could go to UN and go, we want to punish them in the UN courts, but they're not part of it. So, like, yeah, that's futile.
I don't
also,
think
someone
have
in
intellectual property at all. Like, it makes innovation worse.
Someone in chat is asking, since when did Keelan love Jewish culture so much? I don't know who brought up Jewish culture. I know this is Sam Hyde.
Yeah, Keelan, why do you like Jewish culture? Didn't the Jews invent communism? I thought you would be, of all the people I knew, would be.
You sound so fucking high, Anson. What the fuck?
I know. I was like,
okay.
Anson came on drunk or high. I'm not sure.
Okay, Anson, you're way too smart for this. You know the Jews didn't invent communism. Karl Marx didn't even invent communism.
Marx was a Jew, man. Come on.
He didn't invent communism.
No, Marxism was okay. So Marxism is Star Trek 2.0 in the gay universe, right? It's like, hey, we can just all take care of each other and we'll all be happy. Pure Marxism. Communism was a division from the original Marxism. In a sense, you could even say, like, hey, Jesus was like, hey, we got to give to our brothers too. He was a communist. Not really,
what the fuck? Wait, so he wanted to murder people? I thought he was the opposite of that.
Oh my goodness.
Marxism isn't about murdering people.
Marxism's
murder
about
people, okay?
Marxism's about Marx trying to like be cool. Like he was like the OG
Exactly.
like Reddit poster before Reddit was invented. Nobody gave a fuck about him. They kicked him out of every country he was in. He was a pariah, like all the other Jews that came before him. People just wanted him to go away.
Karl Marx would have been a writer on Star Trek Next Generation for sure.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's paradoxical that you might associate Jews with communism when many of the great pro-cap Jews succeed under capitalism in the sense that they often are overrepresented in the financial sector.
Oh my God!
I know, right? Like Judeo-capitalism
were also
and Judeo-communism are both the problem.
In communist stuff too, right?
You all, Anson. This. Oh my God! I can see why Anson does this. It's so fucking easy. It's so fucking easy.
Like I know Confluence, you said that you knew like Ayn Rand, and she was definitely Jewish, and Alan Greenspan and Milton Friedman and stuff. There's a lot of pro-capitalist Jews who think that it's in the Jews' best interest to support capitalism because of the fact that they have a heavy emphasis on hard work and education.
I am not a racist. I am not a racist. I am not a racist.
But where's the butt, Keelan? Where's the butt?
There are just so many ways that Anson can attack this. It's ridiculous.
Okay, this is really easy, by the way. So there are cultures, and cultures have certain personalities built into their cultures of how they interacted with each other. If you go to Asia, they all dicker and deal. You don't even have to go to Asia. Just go to your local Chinatown. You can dicker and deal. Right? It's part of the culture. It's not because they're Asian. It's not because they're Jewish. It's because of their culture. And their culture has nothing to fucking do with their race. So yes, we can say that Jews have been pretty smart with their money because they fucking learned how to do it.
Wait, are you saying that communism is Chinese? That I'm confused.
No, you guys were just like saying like somebody was bringing up that Jews, own like the financial.
Yeah, Marx
market.
was a Jew. That was my point. Marx is the reason why communism is popularized. Everybody knows that, right?
I think only his
everybody
dad was
associates
Jewish.
the ideas of communism with Marx because no matter how much cope you want to throw on it, vibe, he's like the great granddaddy of all the fucking commies.
Yeah, okay. He is the inventor of communism, socialism, and many different versions of isms out there.
No, it was the Frankfurt School and their fucking debauchery.
But my point being is it has nothing to do with him being a Jew. It's a culture. So there is a Jewish culture, there's a black culture, there's a Chinese culture. These cultures.
Wait, you're saying Jews don't have a culture? That's pretty racist, vibe.
Oh my God, Anson just
I'm trying to remove
Hold
racism
on.
from the whole conversation here.
You're all wrong. It's really the Prussians who have been moving society forward since day one. Even though they don't have a country anymore, it's always been the fucking Prussians.
Confluence, I got an answer to your question about Karl Marx. His mom is in fact a Jew.
Anson, do you agree with me?
Also,
I thought freaking Glacier just played that in a video. That's how I learned this.
I'm bamboozled.
Keelan, I think it's Austria.
I posted her name in chat.
Isn't Austria? Wasn't that just part of Prussia at one point?
Henrietta. That sounds like a chicken's name.
Totally separate.
Henrietta Pressburg. No, but I'm bamboozled because Confluence. Usually, when your camera's off, your profile pic is like you bouncing up and down with like a pixelated screen. Where did that go?
It's still there. I just went away for like 2 seconds, so I just quickly hit the screen off thing.
Anson, are you Austrian?
No, I'm not Austrian.
He's a heritage American.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm a
heritage.
Yeah, I like the way you said that. To heritage American.
No, his ancestry before his family came to North America.
His ancestry.
Yeah, I'm English and German.
But what part of Germany? What part of Germany? This is important.
The Prussian part?
Oh, I don't know.
Southern or northern?
Yeah,
definitely not fucking Bavaria.
You have to figure it out, Anson, because either you're based and it's like Prussia adjacent, or you're stupid.
Well, it's weird. You guys mentioned the Frankfurt School, and to my understanding, what they tried to do is they tried to synthesize Marxism and Freudianism, and yeah, it was predominantly, to my understanding, people of Jewish ethnicity, but secular and assimilated. They were not religious, so you can't blame Judaism as a religion for it.
Well, I'm not talking about the Jews' religion or their race. I'm talking about their culture. I'm a culturalist, not a racist.
Yeah, I mean
a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
but you also have genius Jews like Einstein and what have you. But
Einstein was not a genius. He couldn't even make a theory without issues. Seriously, fucking asymptotes in real life. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, relativity.
Or should be
He
out of
was
here.
more a fan of Carl Sagan. Okay.
That's
Stars.
insane.
Billions,
That is insane.
billions of
Carl
stars.
Sagan was first of all, Carl Sagan was Jewish too.
Oh, I'm so surprised. I am shocked. I'm aghast right now.
be careful with your that kind of language about gassing and stuff on a YouTube
Whoa,
channel.
I didn't say that. I didn't say
Yeah,
that.
stop talking about gassing Confluence.
Stop making puns, Kirk.
Conversation about
Kirk, Kirk, do you like the pixel art that Emmett made for me?
Yeah, I think it's cool. It looks like some goofy ass guy who's had one too many beers.
Yeah, I told
It's like
Emmett.
a strange, like,
Kirk,
Ahiago
hold
face.
on. That is not okay, Kirk. Apologize to Anson. He's been clean from alcohol for years. That is disgusting.
For 20 years, and yet he still calls himself an alcoholic.
Oh, sorry
Fuck off.
for triggering that.
Yeah, I apologize. I apologize for that.
But Mr. Trotsky over here looks like he's taking a shit.
He does look a little like Trotsky.
He does, yep. A little fat though, but yeah.
Yeah. No, what I get
He's
the
a big
culture.
boy. He's like 6'8".
But I mean, especially when you look at the type of technological innovation they've done, I think that there is a lot of credit to be given to Jews. The problem, though, is that a lot of them do have a tendency to oppose Western interests because I think some of them feel like an evolutionary strategy.
Are you fucking? A lot of them oppose Western interests instead of being a vector for Western interests.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you know,
pretty much
you're-
why they exist is to devalue Western civilization. I mean,
Not all of them, though.
What?
Hashtag not all Jews.
You guys are.
Very few.
I'm the only actual pro-Jew on panel, okay, Vibe?
I'm
Kirk is like
pro-Jew.
Kirk is like
We
a
are
fake
getting-
Jew. He's a freaking
You're
Noahide.
getting trolled. You're getting trolled.
Jews are complex in our society.
No, Confluence. First of all, I'm more Jewish than you are. My grandpa's Jewish, and second
Are
of
you
all, I'm
circumcised?
more
Jewish
pro-Jewish.
than you
Yes,
are.
I am circumcised. I actually, when I
Why?
convert,
Everybody's circumcised in the United States. It's a common practice now.
so
I'm just
not only
making
am I,
sure.
not only am I
For your
circumcised.
information, for your information, I am circumcised, you bastard.
yeah.
So not only am I circumcised and my grandpa's Jewish, I'm also more pro-Jewish than you are, Confluence.
Yeah, Confluence. You're a fake Zionist
How
Jew.
dare you? I get the
Kirk
freaking
is thinking-
Hasbara bucks. Fuck off, Kirk.
Kirk is settling in Israel as we speak. Palestine as we speak.
They keep denying my freaking claim. They won't let me do the what's it called when Jews get to take a little tour of Disneyland?
Oh,
of
yeah?
Jews.
I think it's called the
Yeah,
Leah,
but it's called like, but there's like a Western name, like a. What's the thing where you get like a
It's
one-off
called a
trip?
mortgage.
Piss in the
I'm
wall.
talking about mortgage. Is that birthright?
Yeah, birthright. It's
Something?
birthright trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
But see, the thing
Here's
is,
the one thing I get really upset with, or frustrated with, not upset with, when talking about Jews, is that we've got Jews that have a Jewish culture, right? They're Jews in culture, but they're not actually religiously Jewish anymore. You've got Jews, which is actually a religion, the Jewish religion. Then you also have Israel, which is actually very biblical. And then you've got the state of Israel, which is not biblical whatsoever. It's political. And so when we get in these Jew
That one.
and Israel conversations, it gets very confusing on, are we talking about non-religious Jews? Are we talking about migrated Jews? Are we talking about religious Jews? Are we talking about biblical Israel? Are we talking about the state
I'm
of
just talking about
Israel?
the Jews as like a specter, an amorphous
My-
enemy within that no one can
my
really
entire-
define. You
My
know,
entire problem is with the state of Israel. Otherwise, I don't care about the Jews whatsoever. The state of Israel. I don't even think their leaders are really.
And that's
Jews.
a point, right? That's a point of the state of Israel versus the biblical Israel, right? There is a really good distinction that you need to make between those two.
Why?
Well, because one is God saying this is like the God's holy land, and just because the people on that holy land, which is the state of Israel, is doing what they are, doesn't mean that that is of God's will.
Well, the Zionists routinely use Jews as human shields to protect them from accountability for their inhumane atrocities, right? So if they're going to use
the United
Jews as
States
a human
uses
shield,
blacks
I'm going
as
to
human
slaughter
shields
them,
too.
right?
So,
I mean, that's them
like-
doing it, not me.
No, and we did that with blacks. We made them our
really,
human
Podesta,
shields.
you met people on the internet. Okay, people care a lot about the Jews.
We also did it with the Irish and the Italians and the Germans and the Japanese.
Yeah, and
Dude,
the
fuck
and the
the
Confederate
Irish.
States of America.
Yeah, fuck the Irish.
Fuck the Irish. That's something we can all agree on.
I wish Putoy was here.
Me too.
I wish Futoy was here too.
They kind of deserve
Hashtag
it,
not
right?
all Irish.
Confluence.
Well,
You know,
not
if
the
you think
famine
about
part,
it-
not the potato famine. No.
If you think
Well,
about
come
it,
on,
like
guys, after the Chinese, so we first exploited the blacks and the Chinese, and then it was the Irish, right? And you could say that the Irish built New York. So fuck you guys.
I never admit to that.
You know,
Are
you
you
Irish
also-
vibe?
The Hispanic.
You're permabanned if you're Irish. You're permabanned.
Oh,
looks
okay,
Irish.
yeah,
You better not be
It
Irish.
goes down.
cool.
Nobody has a problem with the Irish. My problem is people like Anson.
Yep, I have a problem with him too. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
Nah,
that. For real.
Answer's my boy. This is
Wait,
not
you're
a
the-
panel.
I bet Anson's fucking Irish.
I'll
He's probably just
defend him.
lying about
It
being
doesn't
Germanic.
matter if Anson's from northern or southern Germany. I mean, Anson is born in the United States. He's an American, and he has his own
He's a
point of
heritage
views, right?
American. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
heritage.
the northern.
If you guys have ever been to Europe, when you go to Europe and you go, yeah, like as an American born in America, and you go, yeah, I'm half Irish, I'm half German, they're all like, fuck you, you're American, right? We're like the only country that doesn't say we're American. When we go to another country, we go, yeah, we're part this, we're part this, we're part this, we're part this.
That's
Nobody in the rest
because
of the world
that's
fucking gives
because
a
we
shit.
export our suffering. This is a thing I always say. We export our suffering to other parts of the globe, and so the other parts of the world hate us, and so we lie about what we are, and we pretend we're more Scottish than we are, and more Irish than we are, when we happen to be in,
Yeah,
Europe.
but we have none of that culture. We have the American culture. That's all we
Yeah.
got. If you're born here,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree,
and that's all. That's
Confluence.
all we fucking need, vibe. That's all we fucking need. If you think about it,
I'm not saying it's not all we need. I'm just saying stop
It's all we
freaking
need.
apologizing
That's
when you
what I'm
fucking leave the
saying.
country. You go to that country
We-
and you go, you know what? I'm fucking American.
yeah, I hate when people
We
say, "Oh, I'm
export-
Irish. I'm this." Oh, those people are actually the worst. Unironically, I'm not memeing.
And the rest of the
I
world
hate-
hates
I
it
hate
when,
when people
when
are like that.
Americans do that too. By the
Yeah,
way,
it's
just
so
everybody knows.
stupid. It's so stupid. It's
We
so dumb.
export our suffering.
Whenever I miss
to the
you, I hate
rest of
people
the
that
world.
say I'm Irish.
I'm Jewish.
Oh, Keelan, I'm glad you're quoting me. I appreciate it.
We
And
export
I do
our
know my
suffering.
heritage, and I am proud of my heritage. But
Is it
how can you be
Irish?
proud of
Is it
your
fucking
heritage?
Irish vibe?
It is.
no,
Fucking hell.
I'm a mix between Scandinavian
He's half black.
and Irish.
Oh,
Hey.
fuck! You really buried the lead on that one. But
That's fine. If
something
you want
other
to
than Irish.
permaband me, that's cool. That's cool.
I
We
have.
don't really
I have
allow
Danish-
Irish people around here, vibe. I don't know, man. It's in the
We've had
rules.
we've had bad experiences with them.
Have you
That's
met
true.
Fruit Boy?
Have you
So
guys ever had a
Irish
bad
take-
experience with me?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't.
There was
The
one
Irish
time
is
where
gonna
you were
come out
making.
to you eventually. It's gonna come out eventually, vibe.
You know what?
It's in your
I'm
fucking blood.
going to bring clarity to my heritage.
Okay.
Gross about to lie about not being Irish.
Well, I didn't lie. I told the truth.
I know.
And yes, we like potatoes. And yes, there was a baby incident.
But the
Yeah,
Scottish and
everyone
the
likes-
Irish have the best sense of humour. How can you not like the Irish?
How did
The
Anson just get
Scottish are
smaller?
like fine. Yeah, Anson did get smaller.
I can
He's bigger
tolerate
now.
that. The Scottish.
I have Danish.
I'm not a big European fan.
I have Danish and Norwegian in my blood because of slave stuff.
Nice.
Everything always comes back to that, doesn't it, Keelan? You know.
Well, when you have that type of
Can't a
ancestry,
Danish person just fall in love with a Nigerian? Like,
Confluence.
why does it have to always be slavery and exploitative to you, right? Why can't it just be, an Irishman or whatever? No, not an Irishman, a Scandinavian person, a Danish person, and a Southwest African person, Matt. It was a beautiful love story. Hey, Grid. No, that's not Grid. That's Tyler. I'm strict. Fuck off, Tyler.
No,
Anson did get smaller, metaphorically. I'm not afraid of you anymore, Anson.
No, Confluence. It's different when all of that ancestry is on my dad's side, and he's black. None of it's on my mom's side, and that would be German, which is right next to those countries. So you'd think like there'd be some on that side.
I know, but why can't you imagine in your history? Why do you assume that it was something untoward? Why could it have just been a Dane and a Nigerian falling in love and making your ancestors or whatever, right?
Making the babies.
Why does it have to be like, it was probably because the Dutch or the Danes were like doing untoward things in the global South? It's always like pessimism with you, Keelan. It's never like they went on a vacation. They went on a vacation in Africa. I'm
extremely pessimistic. I think I'm one of the more optimistic people on this panel.
Keelan's an anti-white racist.
That's true. Which would be fine if it was against the Irish, but it's not.
This is gonna be funny. This is like when
What the hell do we hate the Irish for?
See, I'm half black, and sometimes black people will be like, you hate yourself, you're racist against yourself. And now the white people are telling me I'm racist against myself. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Must be true.
The only race it's acceptable to hate is fat people. Specifically fat people who take up multiple seats on an airplane.
Kirk, what's your BMI?
I don't know.
How much can you push?
How tall are you,
Kirk?
How tall are you, Kirk?
Hey,
how do you take a look?
I think the bullying is working, though. That was a little bit more
I don't think we can tell your height from that, Kirk.
Kirk, how tall are you?
I have no idea.
Kirk,
How many houses do you own?
Put your
Kirk?
stepmom on panel. And we'll ask her.
I don't have a stepmom, so there's no one to ask.
Kirk, how tall are you and how much do you weigh?
I don't know. I don't keep up with that.
What
how tall he is?
What age?
How many seats would you take up on an airplane, Kirk?
One.
You sure?
Yeah, I think the point they're getting to on the BMI
of that
is there's a lot of skinny people that are actually fat, right? And they're way over eating, but because of their metabolism, they're still skinny. But healthy wise, they're still overeating. They're
Healthy wise, they're fat.
Healthy wise, they're fat. Yeah, but they're not healthy, right?
I understand BMI isn't a good measurement for like individuals, but if someone says their BMI is like 35, I'm gonna think they're fat.
Yeah, I mean, definitionally obese. Yeah.
I'm also
unless
confused.
they're extremely buff.
Yeah.
I am really confused. Are we watching Sam Hyde play Leon Trotsky in some sort of biopic, or like what?
No, we're supposed to be watching NotSoErudite. Okay.
I made the mistake of joining the panel.
By the way, before you start this video, I just want to say, she always looks hot in her videos, but if you check out some of her other videos, when she doesn't have makeup on, she's not hot. She is almost the Andrew Wilson of the left side because she sometimes comes up with some good philosophical debates, but she's always wrong. She's a Christian, but she is nothing like a Christian. So she is a contradiction to everything I've ever seen in my life. I'm done.
Wait, Vibe.
Yeah, I mean,
you
that's
know what Agrippa's trilemma is?
Just don't even.
Where is the tribalism in that?
What?
That was my personal critique.
No, Vibe. Do you know what Agrippa's trilemma is?
Yeah, the trilemma. Yes, I do. And that
We're
was
not talking
she
about
did
that.
really
We're
good
not
against
talking about
Andrew
that.
with that, and like he couldn't answer it. And the funny thing is, it was an unanswerable question because if you like based off of that dynamic, it's impossible to actually say who's right.
Yeah, I didn't.
Someone
Andrew
doesn't
point
shut
that out.
that fucking dog up. I swear to God.
Andrew,
Oh, that's
Andrew
probably
Facebook
my neighbor's
has to-
dog. That's probably
he has
me.
to fucking get your shit together, man.
Oh yeah, it's Podesta's dog.
I muted the wrong microphone.
Yeah,
I mean, it's always the irony.
Voltaire, just to address what's going on in chat, I actually agree with Voltaire. I've never seen anyone use a clown emote on the internet that I don't think is saying something very asinine. And not saying you are Red Eye Cooter. I'm just saying the clown emote, that's how I can quickly scan something and be like, this person is not worth listening to. Okay, you should consider stop using that emote, in all honesty.
She's
Yeah, it's just a troll
she
emote.
knows something. She knows some things about philosophy. The problem is she's just not that like she just doesn't have the ability to fully understand other people's arguments. I don't think she's very empathetic as a person.
This is insane. This is insane. This is fucking insane. This is insane. Never did I think that I would hear Kirk saying this about someone else.
Yeah, I mean, you got to find someone even more autistic than him, and not so erudite is that person. So it's a scale, It's
Tyler,
like me
you
telling
have
somebody
to-
not to
you
be a
have
fucking
to-
asshole. There's definitely people out there that will asshole me, but they ain't here, nigga.
I mean, I thought she did great against Andrew personally.
This is why
she is like my favorite YouTuber that I love and love to hate. Like sometimes I'm just like, oh man, you just hit it, and then the other times I'm just like, oh my god, you're such an idiot.
Hey, that's Confluence.
True.
I just don't tell him that.
I am.
We're gonna
I
get
am.
back on track, okay?
I am curious, Confluence. So, what exactly is this video about?
This video, what we're supposed to be watching is NotSoErudite against 20 conservative women, proud women of color, okay, on this Jubilee channel, which we love, friend of the show, Dr. Daff, that doesn't copyright strike us. Unlike Jubilee, which is not a friend of the show, because they do copyright strike us.
Yeah, I hear they copyright strike a lot.
Yeah.
Jubilee is like, Jubilee will take you down midstream, man. They're like fucking
This is
Tucker
the-
Carlson.
Nintendo of panels.
Oh, shocker!
Yeah.
Jubilee is greedy.
Oh my god.
It is terrible.
They probably
Happened
know
to me
more.
like 3
if
times.
they-
capitalists.
they allowed to
They
share it.
protect
There was
your
a
IP.
TED talk that Keelan used to try to get my channel banned. I don't never forget that, Keelan. But the other one was
he
Tucker
is.
Carlson,
Hey,
or should I say
Confluence.
Cucker Carlson?
Confluence. I sent you that video, and I was like, if this is copyrighted, I assume him being the YouTuber would know.
There's no way to know, Keelan. There's no way to know until you try to live stream it. There's not like you think I have access to magical tools that will tell me if
why
they're
are
going to
you-
copy strike me?
Why are you angry at me when there's no way I could have known?
Because you must have seen other streamers get their streams taken down when they were reacting to TED content, and then you thought, hey, this will be a cool video to use as my trivia win to destroy Confluence's channel. In the same way that I know that Jubilee takes people down from experience, right? That's my theory.
What are you?
I'm also confused. Was Tyler just making a Jew joke with regards to it being greedy? Because I thought he was like a Giga Zionist.
You can make
Kirk.
jokes and
He makes
still be a
jokes.
Giga Zionist.
Kirk,
Are you
he
not
supports,
familiar with
he
that,
supports Zionism because he's American. He loves America. That's why he supports Zionism, because they
You can
are
joke
our
about
arm in the
greed
Middle East.
and still be greedy.
Yeah, and Zionists are the biggest anti-Semites because their policies are basically ensuring that the entire world hates them as a people.
They're very good at it.
They're just defending themselves against.
Yeah, you're right.
terrorism.
People didn't hate Jews before Zionism. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about
This
that.
is
answer.
this weird reoccurring thing that keeps happening.
Yeah.
Oh, Kirk,
yeah.
maybe Emmett's right. Kirk does make
I
me
know
money.
that.
The first super chat. Or Kirky boy for 5 minutes. Sorry, Kirk, you weren't even talking that much, but $5 is $5. I'll start the timer.
It was enough.
I'm so confused. Why the fuck don't I ever get muted or kicked? This is
Because you're a nice guy.
Yeah, we
We
like
me
you.
too.
You got to be like more retarded and more like aggravating, you know?
You gotta be trans.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe consider becoming trans, perhaps.
Consider the opposite gender. It has, advantages. You might like it. Give it a go.
And plus, you bring all the hot chicks from Argentina on the panel, and I tell you what, man, that hantavirus is the new scent.
I am
Well, actually, I know what Mel looks like. I don't think Mel's cammed up though. So none of you know what Mel looks like. Take that.
I'm so upset because she was going to join the other night, and I told her not to because
Mm.
she's feeling awful, and she's like, "I'm going to join the panel at like 10 p.m." And I was like, "No, they're just going to be mean to you."
Who was on panel?
I don't remember it.
Because it really
Well,
depends. As
it was
you know,
definitely
me and Mel had a good conversation last time she was on panel.
it was definitely people who would have called her misogynist things.
Like what?
Okay, I mean, I trust you. It definitely depends. Mute Kirk was just talking too much. K2 says mute Kirk again. Kirk, you're just talking way too much.
Yeah,
Just
you
talking
gotta
to
stop
Cena
that.
Man.
You gotta let other people talk.
Yeah, why don't you just go ahead and get off the panel, Kirk? That way they don't have to continue to pay to mute you. I feel bad for K2, having to keep you in your place. Just go ahead and leave and never come back, Kirk.
Hey, Confluence is so close to getting is probably going to be a Hyundai, to be honest with y'all. So, support the channel, okay? Kirk is supporting the channel by being here. So is K2.
Confluence loves
Probably
America
gonna be
so
an
much that he's going to buy a Korean.
Yeah,
hey, I like Korea. Look, I can't afford a fucking American car. Looking at the car market, it's going to have to be like something, definitely an import, and definitely something that's like cheaper,
Yeah, you ever thought about a scooter?
And the Hyundai kind of does do that, K2 with $10. Confluence is getting
This is crazy.
another 10 minutes.
He's going to wait 20 minutes just to kick him.
See, Kirk.
Confluence is just going to lock Kirk onto the panel now. He's making him
He's
the money.
not going to leave.
He's not
Hopefully.
leaving.
Yeah, Kirk, just leave. Nobody wants you here, obviously.
I want Kirk.
One person
here,
does.
okay?
I enjoy Berlin.
And not just because he brings in money. I enjoy Kirk, okay? I also enjoy bullying Kirk.
We don't like
but-
your kind, Kirk.
He's one of your money makers.
Just look at the progress he's made, Anson, in the last week or so. It's definitely not where it needs to be. And I admire your fantastic bullying.
Yeah, thank you. I've honed it over years and years and years.
It's a fantastic strategy. Kirk, you are retarded and unwanted.
Why the fuck
there you go. You got it.
Why are you talking like that, Tyler? You sound like a news reporter.
He can't even answer. He can't even defend himself. He's muted.
Kirk, take notes of all the things of all your comebacks, so when you're unmuted, you can say them all.
He's muted. He can't come up. That's
Yeah,
a
write
form
it all
of
down,
talking.
Kirk.
That's the form of talking.
In about 2 hours, you'll be unmuted and you'll be able to say them all.
Yeah, existing is
He can cam up. He can even write down little notes and hold them up to the camera.
Can they super
It's
chat to
allowed.
block that as well?
I've had a clown emoji.
I've never had that situation before. I know. I saw that, Anson. Terrible.
I bet Kirk's
It's the equivalent of like the
probably-
Fortnite donkey laugh, when some fucking 5-year-old fucking kills you in Fortnite and does the stupid emotes. God, I hate those kids.
Confluence. What do you think Kirk is rated in chess? I think he's like 900, but he tells his friends he's really good.
I think he's probably like 750.
Yeah,
But yeah, he probably tells people he's got like a 4,000 elo. Did you watch the Hans Niemann video I sent you with freaking Matan Evans?
You have to realize I watch literally no chess content.
Do you know who Matan Evans is at least? Please tell me you do.
I've heard of who he is from this channel.
You would love Matan Evans, Keelan. Yeah, that's the freaking donkey laugh. Wait, that's the iPhone 17 Pro. Wait a minute. Are we watching an advertisement? Oh, I saw the donkey laugh for a brief second. Brought me back to trauma. Terrible times. Okay, NotSoErudite. See, get it? It's funny because that's like her name if you think about it.
Is she Jewish?
Probably. She's probably like half Jewish, half fucking Irish, man. If to be honest with you.
I don't know. I've got a good judoer, and it's not going off with her.
I think
What's her last name? They said it at the beginning. I'm gonna check her early life on Wikipedia. Does she have a wiki page? Probably not.
Yeah, her last name is Feynman. I don't know if that's a Jewish name or not.
Feynman is a Jewish name.
Sounds more German.
I think
It does
it's
sound
Finkelstein.
Yeah.
I'd put her half German and half Norwegian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, her last name's Turner. Yeah, Turner's not a Jewish name, is it?
That's like English, isn't it?
I think
Oh,
so.
Ted Turner just died. The guy that made CNN.
I thought Kirk was muted. Why is he talking?
Yeah, Kirk.
I didn't hear Kirk.
Well, that was Tyler. That was Tyler. I thought
Same
that was
thing.
Tyler.
It's the same person.
I'm not reading fucking niche Wikipedia articles. I'm talking about today's news.
Sorry, we do a bit of trolling here.
Fuck you. How's that sound?
And if you know, on
No
his
baked.
third wife, I think, and has children with all previous ex-wives. But mentioning women, he cheated on his pregnant wife with a
She talking
porn
about
actress
Confluence?
and then paid her hush money in a 20.
Mute Confluence for liking Kirk. Well, guess what, K2? First of all, thank you for the $5. And it's $2 a minute to mute me, so I'm only muted for 2.5 minutes. Okay.
Why are you talking? Then shut up.
How much would he have to pay to get rid of the $2 per minute?
Yeah, I don't know. How much do you think it?
$2.
Like.
Oh no, actually, it's times 2, so you have to pay $20 to unmute him.
Yeah, maybe
So,
I don't know.
He's our host, guys. Come on, you
How
gotta
much to
unmute
kick
our
him though?
host.
Like to kick Confluence from his panel? Like sometimes I want to do that. I wonder
What
if
do
it's
you-
in the menu.
Anson, $29 and I'll accept it.
$29. Yeah, you got the keys, right? You can just kick him yourself.
Yeah, I can kick him.
Okay, good.
Does the stream end? Does the stream end as soon
No. We'll just sit here while he's in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sounds like a good idea.
We can watch.
Hey,
We can watch
give me
Control.
$50.
We'll just fucking invite Eduardo and MC Nemesis and Stacy.
Can we make a goal?
Oh, yeah.
$50 goal kick Confluence.
MC Nemesis is the GOAT.
You guys trying to kick Confluence for the whole freaking stream? Who
Yeah,
set
that sounds
$50
like-
goal to kick Confluence?
It's never been done. It's never been done.
It would be unprecedented.
We have.
I personally think that Confluence wouldn't accept anything less than a hundo for that.
No,
We
he's
have
cheap.
technology. We can kick him.
$29.99 and is yours.
Are we bidding now? Right now, here. Who wants to go the highest for kicking Confluence out of his own channel? Do I hear a hundo? Do I hear 200? Do I hear 300?
No, he's not worth that much.
Oh, damn. And you're his boy.
I'm his co-host. I'm just being honest.
Oh, damn.
Now,
Sorry,
does
Chloe.
anybody else think that Not So Erudite is really fucking fine as hell? I mean, she's like, from my perspective, like almost the perfect woman.
You might have missed my earlier comments about her. I don't know if you've ever seen her without makeup, but no, she's not that great. And I had these like I had these pros and cons on her. I'm like, she actually looks pretty hot. You know, she's got a good body, but no makeup. She's got freckles. Her face is potted, and she's not that attractive. Then when I look at her views, like she's really good. Somebody said this before on the panel. She's really good at knowing philosophy, but she's not necessarily good at applying
Jesus
it.
Christ, bro. It wasn't
And-
a question.
Yeah, I know, right? What the fuck, Vibe? Come on, dude.
She's a contradiction.
I was talking about her fucking
Everything.
tits, man. She's got a nice fucking rack. I want to motorboat the fuck out of those tits.
Did he just roll his T's?
All right. I'm just saying.
You got to
She's a Catholic,
objectify
she's not a
women,
Catholic.
man. Look,
I don't
we'll
know.
practice. All right. Vibe. Objectify Erudite by not thinking about her personality or
You
intelligence.
did
at
roll
all,
your T's,
and just
Anson.
undress
You
her
did.
with your eyes.
On motorboat of all words.
See, I'm married, so I don't undress women with my eyes.
You undress
I
them
can
with your
still
hands?
say
That's
whether I think
worse.
they're attractive or not. I can still make a judgment whether they're attractive or not. And I would say and agree with you, she's a pretty attractive woman when she's all made up. When you remove the makeup and the outfits, regardless of her breast size, she's actually not that great.
Well, well, see, when you use a gorilla's trilemma, I think you end up failing each one, and she's no longer attractive.
Yeah, you using the
Whoa, your puppies look
ultimately
so
here.
similar.
What Anson's saying is it's very simple. it doesn't even matter what their face looks like, what their legs look like, or what their belly looks like, as long as they have big tits. That's all I'm focusing on. So Anson likes fat chicks.
Yeah, I don't mind, man. I'm a chubby chaser. I'll poke him big.
All right. Logic
I think
works.
Confluence- I think Confluence
Logic
is too.
works.
You think Confluence is what?
Are you a chubby chaser?
No. What?
Okay, my bad.
Opposite.
Confluence.
Are you thin maxing?
Yeah, I'm thin maxing. Absolutely.
We talking like bulimic?
Heroin chic.
Heroin. Yeah, see, Anson knows. Anson's been around long enough to know. Kate Moss in the 90s and the Calvin Klein ads. Holy fuck, getting all hot and bothered just thinking about it.
Like my
You guys
first
know
wife.
who Twiggy is?
Yeah.
There you go. That is Confluence's girl.
I don't think I know who that is. Wiggy? Sounds thin.
She was like the first like female super skinny movie star teen idol bitch.
What's the chick that played Alien?
She's like 60 now.
Yeah, she's really old.
76 now.
Sigourney
Yeah, Confluence. That's right.
Yeah,
Your
Know your
ballpark.
cinema history, Confluence. Know your cinema history.
That's in your
Audrey
ballpark.
Hepburn, that's my history. Okay.
Wasn't she an alcoholic?
Probably for 20 years.
Probably. Yeah, she's probably like a real alcoholic, not one of those like quitters or anything like that.
Why are you talking? Oh, is that because that trans guy you like dresses up like her?
Dylan Mulvaney? No, no.
Then why do you have
I
his
hate that.
picture in your room?
I hate that multiple people have thought that's still a Dylan Mulvaney photo. That like kills my soul. That like honestly hurts, like physically hurts to think about.
Did they know it?
Are you a fan?
That's what the trans have done to us, okay? That's what they've done. If anyone forgets, that's what they've done. Terrible, terrible times.
Now, somebody asked me earlier
which
if I could really do the video. I'm gonna shut up. Do the video.
Well, now I'm curious what you're gonna say.
Do the video. I think your chat wants the video.
You ruined everything, Vibe.
My chat's not really asking for anything, They're just calling Erudite annoying, which I mean, yeah.
Felonies against him, but he doesn't stop there. He actually, speaking of mistresses, he has 8 known mistresses, and that's not including the teenagers on Epstein Island.
Change that immediately.
He has centralized power underneath the executive branch more than any president in modern history. He has increased the federal debt by $2 trillion while lining his own pockets with $1.5 billion.
You gotta spend money to make money.
Only really clear example of insider trading than Dan Crenshaw and Nancy Pelosi is Trump himself. It's pretty impressive.
He's corrupt, fat,
he's weaponized the
yes.
DOJ and violated states' rights over and over and over again. So I'm not actually sure what he's conserving at this point. I don't even know what Trump is conservative
Fuck
about.
you, bitch.
Any ideas?
Well, and by the way, Anna,
agree with her.
100%.
Party,
She's using her breast as an asset.
Conservative values.
Yeah.
First of
I'd
all,
use
the
her ass
family
as an
is
asset,
the most
too.
important.
You wouldn't wear an outfit
institution in
like that.
Can't
society.
spell asset without
Democratic
ass.
Party,
Why am I
and
muted
particularly white
again?
liberal women pumped free sex feminism.
Fine, that goes toward the $50 goal of kicking me, K2. We're $45.
Fucking arguing already. Like,
can mute
Trump's, this is
myself
my
for
definition of
2.5
conservative. If
minutes.
he doesn't fit my definition of conservative, he's a phony. What say you?
Yeah, look. You don't ever let a fucking liberal fucking feminist bitch define what a fucking conservative is, right?
We have to
That's
swear.
the last fucking thing that you do is let your opponent define what the fuck you are.
What does Trump do that is conservative?
No, I'm not taking up for Trump. I'm putting that bitch in her place. She has no fucking place.
You're agreeing with her, but you put it in her place at the same time.
Yeah, that's what she does. That's what she needs. Shit.
We have to swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
swearing.
I misused my ultimate on Lash, so shut up the fuck up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
butt fucker. I agree. Way to go, Confluence. Confluence wants to butt fucker.
Jesus.
Sexual liberation, mass immigration, illegal aliens. This is breaking up families. They've been pumping this since the 1960s.
Sure, liberal's gonna liberal, but the thing you actually have to defend here is that Trump's a conservative. The guy, wait, did you guys vote for Trump by a show of hands? Who here voted for Trump?
All day.
Are you guys all conservative?
Definitely.
Okay, so what is Trump conserving for you guys? I don't care what liberals are. How is he conserving?
What is he conserving? Oh,
Play a word.
Hey,
totally
listen,
unrelated.
you said you feel like Trump supporters have strayed away from conservative values, right?
By voting for Trump.
But that is the prompt. So as a Trump supporter, I'm going to tell you how I align with conservative values, because you just gave me a laundry list of something that a flawed human has done. I don't see
Nice.
Trump. And let me just tell you, I'm a black woman. I got good people in my family. I got killers in
I'm
my
a
family.
black
People in my
woman.
family on my mom's side, the men are locked up in prison.
Would you point
know
to
what
them
I'm
and
saying?
go, that's a
Hold on, but
conservative man that I would vote for
no,
as
no, but
president?
let me just say what I have
Think
to
about it,
say.
she is black.
You just gave me a laundry list
Check out.
of something that a flawed human has done.
I looked at a
I'm going
wiki
to tell you
page.
as a conservative, the values that I align with as a conservative. Number one, family structure, tradition, upholding traditions within society. That is
Yeah,
very
Trump's got a
important so that we
conservative
stay
family.
structured and that we have boundaries in society. We need that. I know what a community is like when it doesn't have a foundation, a core foundation of
Yeah, so
tradition.
family and structure, right?
But these are the conservative values that I
And how does
align
Trump
with,
embody that?
I feel like Trump and the administration and the things that they are enacting and activating, to me, those things protect certain things, like just the basic things like a man and a woman.
What does that have to do with
Everything? That literally is the basis, is the nucleus of the family.
Can men and women
so when
not
you
get married if
but
they think
when
that
you
other
try to
genders exist?
confuse people on what just the basic things of life are as a man and a woman, like, to me, you are literally undoing a basic
What do you think is
foundation
worse
of
for marriage?
of society.
Trans people existing or cheating on your wife 8 times while she's pregnant with porn actresses?
Girl,
What do you think is like worse?
like,
for
you're
marriages?
you're sitting here talking about somebody
I'm
cheating. I
unmuted.
mean,
Kirk,
people
I'll
cheat
check your
across the aisle.
time.
I'm not saying that I condone it. So family structure is important to
How
me.
is he doing that?
Upholding traditions
How is he
within
doing that?
society, the fabric of society is important to me. Limited government is important to me. And uniting everything
Oh,
under
in
the
2
executive
minutes,
branch,
Kurt.
to me,
In
that
2
goes back
minutes,
to being
you're
a
unmuted.
republic. That is close. Yeah,
That's the opposite of a republic.
no, it's not,
Yes,
because literally with
violating the 10th
everything being
Amendment
all
is
over,
opposite of the
with
republic.
everything being all over the place, and you letting bureaucracy run wild. Literally all these different
Bureaucracy.
sects and
Man,
fashions,
she's
they
pulling
have all this
Nick
power and
Shirley.
control, and we're in just
Yeah,
a bunch of
bureaucracy.
confusion. So I align with
Good
some
old
of the things that he's
bureaucracy.
doing
Wow,
in
are they
that
talking about
respect.
like fucking cycling
Some
together or
core
something?
values of conservatism. I
All
like
right, I take
financial
it back. That
conservatism.
black
Being
chick's the fucking hottest bitch on that panel.
Oh, Podesta, we're getting close. Wait, how close are we? I'll have to add that up.
Oh,
But
damn.
I
though. I
don't
mean,
like
seriously, I
Trump
wanted that
talking.
girl.
Thank you, Podesta. I will mute myself, but I like talking though.
I seriously think that girl needed to drop the mic because she's making some good points, right? Just like, how do we corrupt this world? She's making a very simple point, and I don't understand her opponent's view here at all. Somebody explain to me.
I can explain it. It's the tactic is pivot back and forth. She says, "What is Trump like? Trump is doing laws. I like the policy is doing. Here's one policy of instantiating the family structure and keeping biology what it is, so people understand what a man and a woman is." She goes, "Yeah, but what about all Trump's cheating?" She's like, "I'm not talking about that." She's like, "You haven't given me a single example of policy," and she just did. As soon as she got
Yeah, exactly, right? So Trump said, he said, you know what? Men are men, women are women. Then he said, you know what? We're going to kick men out of women's sports. Like, he is.
Men are men and women are women, and that changes what for a conservative?
No, okay, so
I don't conservatives already believe
I
that.
don't know if the
ever not going to
explanations
change.
cut me off there, but
yeah, cut them off.
One thing that Trump did is he said, you know what? No more men in women's sports. I don't care if they're on
You
hormones.
can't even do
or
that.
any of
That's not
stuff.
even. It's not even in
That's
control
done.
of the president of America. So
He absolutely is.
Yeah,
He's
no.
been- he did do
And
it.
by
It's
the
been
way,
legislated already, dog.
he
They
said
got
if you're
full
born
global
male, you're born
sports.
male. No, let's just not even think
global
about sports.
sports.
Let's just think about just stupid.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck about the globe. We're not fucking globalists. Fuck you, Podesta, and your globalist fucking nonsense. I don't care about Australian.
Does he even control the state sports? How many federal sports are there? Doesn't he only control federal
Every
sports?
single college fucking sport, you mouth breather. Every single college sport is under federal jurisdiction. And when they say Title IX and Title V changes happen, the colleges have to abide by it or lose their college funding, which has happened with multiple. And that's why they've been bending the knee.
How many
States as well,
trans
they've been
people
going
are
after
in
state
college
funding.
sports?
It doesn't matter. It's the fact that they're allowed. You turn your it's not
Fine with
happening.
trans
It's happening,
people
but it's
being in
not
trans sports. They're just not allowed to switch sexes on the sport they're playing in. And if we want to be politically correct and PC on this, then we make a third category where we have male sports, female sports, and trans sports, right?
That's normalizing.
Women's sports. There's enough trans people to make a team.
That's normalizing the fucking freaks vibe. You don't want to normalize the freaks. We need to commit the freaks.
I'm going to go across the board here. But I mean, men need to be in men's sports. Women need to be in men's women. Men need to be in men's sports. Women need to be in women's sports. Period.
No. Men's sports are
No, they shouldn't do it while they're on their period.
If there's a woman good enough to play with the men, she should be able to. But men should never have to be able to play with the women. Women's sports are exclusive.
Men's sports, men don't care. If a woman wants to try and join a men's sports, men don't give a fuck. They're just going to get cracked.
If you have a
Women's sports are supposed to be based on biology anyway, not gender. So it's not even a question. Trans people may be gendered female, but they're not biological females.
No separation between gender and sex besides.
There's not a difference.
There was never a reason to separate men's and
brainwashed
women's
Aussie,
sport
man.
agenda.
That's fucking bullshit, man. You got like fucking nonsense from like the fucking left shoved so far up your fucking ass. You might as well be a fucking gay yourself.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you, Podesta, and that fucking like nonsense you're spewing.
You're saying that
talking about
women's sports is not based on sex instead of
He
gender.
says trans people aren't real, and you're continuing to push the gender versus sex dichotomy that doesn't exist.
Well, there's just two words. Just don't use two words then if you think they mean the same thing. Just get rid of one of the words. Just get rid of the word gender completely then if you think sex is.
You don't think synonyms exist in the English language, or what?
Synonyms don't mean they're the same word.
I mean, fucking exists, so why say sex if fucking?
Synonyms just mean they're similar words, not the same.
Well, they're fucking.
Yeah, but
Sex and gender, they're not synonyms.
It's an irrelevant distinction. One's a literary distinction where you're like, well, how do you think about something? And the other one is how something actually is. Sex is how something actually
the language
is. The other one is just a bunch of
That's what
fucking
they mean
nonsense
now.
that happens between someone's
it has
ears.
nothing to do with
And if you're a
language.
fucking whack
It's
job and you need to be
biology.
committed, you might
Well,
be
then
confused
put the word
about what the
expression
sex
on it.
is.
It's called gender expression, and sports is not separated by gender expression. It's separated by sex. Or
Yeah,
gender,
that's
if
the
you like to
stupid
use
shit
it.
you're
In
saying.
which case,
That's
there's
not
no
saying
question
that-
anyway.
You need to re-examine why you have those thoughts in your head and remove them from your head.
What
'cause
thoughts?
it's fucking
Everything I
dumb
said was
shit.
correct. What did I say was not correct?
It's fucking bullshit, Podesta. That's
What did I say
fucking.
that was not correct? What did I say?
Got programmed
Which
with
bit?
by the fucking
You
left.
actually agree with me, so
Left
why
is
are you
left
telling me not to
is
believe it?
surrounded by it.
I was literally agreeing with you. So what do you want me to not agree with you?
Zionist.
You're
You're
a
a
Podesta. You can't
Zionist.
talk anymore.
Podesta, what do you agree? What do you think is fair? Should biological women, if they identify some way other way?
I don't care about biological women, what they do. We're only talking about biological men. The reason that women's sports was generated is because they wanted biological women to be in a separate category. So there's no point. It's not even a discussion because trans people aren't biological women, so they don't get into the biological women's category.
Okay, so you do agree. So we're fighting against
Yeah,
you.
that's what I said. I already agreed. I don't know why he's yelling at me.
Yeah, okay. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm yelling at you.
I'm just saying the whole thing shouldn't even be debated because women's sports doesn't exist because of gender expression. There was never a gender expression reason to separate men from women. It was always a biological.
That's correct.
I don't understand. Like if you're trans and taking drugs, don't most drugs exclude you from sports anyway? If they're modifying.
No, that is actually the crux of the argument. Is that certain governments in other countries have been saying, you know what? Because we're now accepting this new scenario, we actually may have to allow this person. And it's been up. I mean, like we shut it down.
Affect their skills. Even if
it
the
does
drugs
affect their
bring their
skills
down, it's still drugs. Well, they're affecting your body. They're affecting your whole, mostly.
Yeah,
there's
but
only-
so I mean, you're 100% right. Where we exclude people on drugs, but we started making worldwide, by the way, and especially in Europe, and this happened in a lot of the competitions just like a year ago, where we said, okay, you know what? But the one drugs that we're not going to ban you from is hormone drugs, and now we're going to let you change the category that you're participating in.
Crazy. Hormone drugs
I
like the
agree.
most performance changing drugs. It's like, why would you exclude those ones?
Well, and the argument is for when men are downstepping into the women, and I hate to say downstepping, but any real woman knows that men and women are like there is definitely a woman out there that can beat my ass. So I'm not stronger than all.
Same
women.
here.
I'm sure there's a woman that can beat my ass.
Well, most of the top
But
tennis people
overall,
most
men
men.
can beat women's asses
you're a big
whether
guy,
no matter what
right?
we're doing, right? It's easy.
Well, it's not even about fairness anyway, because there's some women in sports who just make the other women look ridiculous. So it's not about fairness. It's just about biological women want their own category. So whether or not trans men are the same skill level was never the issue, because there's already women who are way better skill level than other women. It wasn't about skill level. It was just a general biological split. There was a nice clean split that just said, okay, let's just say biological women get their own category. Doesn't mean that all biological women are fair to compete against each other. So the idea that I just don't even know why it even came in as a argument that trans people should be in there, because they're not biological. They're just the whole trans thing started as an argument that you could gender express differently, and people bought into that and said, okay, that's fine, you can gender express. That doesn't make you biological. It just seems to have changed recently to say, oh, not only are you gender expressing differently, but you're actually a biological woman now.
Yeah,
That's
they
where it
took
went a bit
out
crazy.
degeneracy out
And
of
then
it.
you get all the pushback, and then people start saying that's the left, and you go, no, that's not the left. That's some crazy little part of the left. That isn't what the left is about. Left is more an economic movement for
No, that is
quality of
exactly what the
economics
left is
and
about.
liberty,
That
and
is
allowing
exactly
certain
what the left is
non-Christian
about.
things to push us around.
That's why they manufactured
But
it.
it's
That's
not
exactly
about
what it
fucking
is. It
trans.
is.
It's a tiny little portion of it. I'm left. I don't care about that part of it.
I'm sorry.
The tiny little portion of it is what you're saying is the trans movement, but everything that backs it, the fucking theory of gender being malleable to destroy the family structure, comes from a fucking communist feminist.
Yeah,
Hold
but
on,
that's
hold
all-
on, hold on, hold on. You did your rant. I'm just going to back it all up real quick here. Next, it says the identity-based group politics based off an oppressive group being depressed down by the slave fucking master dichotomy or whatever the fuck they talk about in Marxism. There's all sorts of left coding to the trans movement, and every other movement that gets into their little intersectional coalition.
all that stuff is still a minor part of the left.
It is the left. It is.
No, it isn't. It's a part of the left.
synonymous.
No, it's not. It's part of the left. It didn't exist 20 years ago. We still had the left parties and right parties 30
like
years
saying,
ago. We
like,
didn't have that shit.
It's a dirty
not the
part of
left.
the left that's
It's a
always
part of the left.
existed. Yeah, it's a dirty part that's always existed. It is still
Good,
the left,
but
though.
no, it hadn't always existed. There's always been
Yes,
power
it
dynamics
has.
and stuff as existed.
There's always
There's
been
not that stuff.
nativist nationalists that hate other people coming into their culture. There's always been a dirty part of the right wing as well. There's been a dirty part of the left wing.
Yeah,
that
dirty,
fucking-
but it's not the main. It's not a lot of the reason why a lot of people consider themselves left. A lot of people consider themselves left because they don't like the inequality. They think it breaks up the society.
Okay, but that's individuals. You're talking about. You're saying that's not the left. In my example, is
get
some
muted,
individuals think this way.
and you guys start talking
Shit,
about
he's talking
trans
again.
people,
Haven't
and
we
you
got any
can't
money?
even you can't even blame it on Kirk because Kirk's muted too.
Can somebody
Okay,
mute this guy? I'm trying to talk here. K2, where you at?
Hey,
talking
you got
about
any money left?
K2 has spent enough of his hard-earned trucker. And Kirk, guess what? Kirk is back in 15 seconds. And we're gonna
And
start
Tyler,
talking-
Tyler, I'm going to push back on you a little bit here
that's
because
gay.
where you're pushing this on the left of fucking everything up. I also think there's a lot of responsibility on the right. Now, where I'm not
Magnifying it.
So
where I'm not
close.
pro-trans, the whole idea that we built this society where men have to be strong, they have to be leaders, they have to play football, they have to build Legos. Hurts the brain wiring of kids that may actually want to be a designer and is like a clothing designer. And as soon as they at age 5 are like interested in dolls and doing this, we start telling them, and this is the right side doing this. We start telling them, oh, well, he's a little bit light in the loafers. He's a little bit flamboyant. He's a little bit off
Yeah, my
scope from
son's a
what
little
most
queer.
men are. And
I feel like a fucking girl.
if you
was thinking, I like.
He
music.
says mute
I'm not
Kirk,
attracted to men.
but trans is Blue Jay coded.
But at the same time, I don't think trans is right. I think in some ways, if we were to support the kid that liked pink, that wanted to be a hairdresser or
no, I agree. This was
do
my
things that we
background.
think
I
are
was more of a gender
female,
abolitionist. Is what you should be able to just do what you want to do and not be.
he would grow up as a proud male and not questioning his sexuality. I think the reason that people question their sexuality is because the right pushes so hard that men are supposed to be this way or this way, and if you don't fit in that role, grandparents, society, all that stuff.
Mute. Did Vibe even mention football? I don't even understand. But $5 is $5.
Now that Vibe is muted for 5 minutes, let me respond to that in a toxic way that he's not going to be able to respond to. You see, Vibe is one of what Andrew calls one of those kitchen, whatever table I don't know what the fuck he calls them, prayer circle conservatives that wants to let the kids get trans. Listen to him. He's pro-trans. He says they're wrong, but trans are kids anyways. That's even worse.
And Vibe had nothing to say. He's still
where you at, Vibe?
What else? He says football is gay, hockey, where is that? Was football mentioned? Did I miss that? I feel like I missed something.
Vibe wants to trans
Am I
the
muted?
kids.
Or
What say you, Vibe?
Can I respond?
No, you can't respond. You can respond in 4 minutes.
You broke the fucking rules.
17 seconds.
I'll give you a serious response when you can respond. That one's the one that's going to make you sit there and fucking jiggle your leg for 5 minutes.
You have to stew for 4 minutes on that.
Can we bring it back to the video real quick? Look at this really fucking fine ass black bitch. Does anybody else think that this woman isn't like fucking like fine as hell?
Yeah, she's all right.
I'm not a fan.
Okay. She's okay.
Yeah, well, that's because you're a racist.
Yeah, for real.
You really are. You know, is there ever
Well, you
going to
hate
be a
black
black
people,
people
huh?
for you? Confluence.
Yeah,
have you
Podesta.
ever?
Yeah, I think your comment was directed. I think your comment, Tyler, was directed at Podesta.
Yeah,
she was okay. What did I do? I didn't say anything.
Sounds
racist.
like you're racist. That's what it
We're
sounds like.
saying that the black woman's okay.
Okay,
And
fine.
she's
And
like
again,
super
of course,
fine, but
I mean,
she's attractive.
I am the most individualist liberal here. I absolutely agree with you. I'm just fucking busting balls because we're having fun. I'm in the middle of a video game.
What video game are you playing, buddy?
Deadlock.
Ball busted.
I just feel. I just
Congress.
I'm playing Lash.
Strong, man. I have to take a break from video games.
Get it? Because Congress can't get anything done.
It doesn't matter. We rule by executive order now, and it actually is probably better for everyone.
Yeah, it's better for Israel. Fewer
Like the
politicians.
monarchy we always wanted.
No, what it does is because executive orders have a lot of you don't have to negotiate; they get passed through quickly. It lets both
Dictatorships is the most
sides.
efficient form of government.
Yeah, it really is.
We just don't like them because we're scared of what
skip
dictator we're
the
going to get.
middleman. Just get the fucking laws done, you know?
Then you get to see.
I don't think there's any argument that dictatorships are going to be the most efficient form of government.
I mean, I don't know why Trump hasn't abolished the Congress and elections yet. I mean, I'm waiting for it.
Wait for it.
You get to see 4 to 8 years of what one side's policy actually looks like instead of having to wait for them to pass budget reconciliation for 3 of the 4 years they might be in office. So I think it's kind of a great way to really get a voting base informed on what goes on.
Yeah.
So, now you know who both sides are.
The problem is executive orders get overturned instantly when the next guy's in power. They don't really have the staying,
I mean, neither is policy. If you get rid of the fucking filibuster, and both sides are about to do that shit, so.
Yeah.
And anything budget reconciliation wise, you can only overturn that with 50 votes. It has just as much longevity. The thing with executive orders is that longevity argument goes out the window if you win the next fucking election and they stay in place and they're just as effective.
Well, Kirk, you're free.
Yay.
Vibe, you have a minute 20 left.
I mean, I think that basically I agree with the criticism that there shouldn't be trans women in sports to the extent that there's a biological advantage there. But if someone's been on HRT for years, I don't know if that would be universally the case.
There's always the Pinochet helicopter solution.
Even if
shit,
there
I
was
guess
an
I am
advantage,
supposed
then
to be
if there wasn't an advantage, you wouldn't need to be trans. Then you could just let any man who's not good enough to beat the women compete in women's sports. Why are the women's sports existing is the bigger question that you probably need to answer.
I think our goal has been met, but I can't be muting people. So there's the thing, it'll be a free for all. I will be watching.
You can just send yourself to the back, Confluence. Send yourself to the back studio.
And then you can still set a timer. Am I still out?
Oh, I can do that. Yeah.
I think
well, you
you're
have
back,
you have 15 seconds, and I'll start a timer. I still can chat. I guess. Yeah, I can just move myself to the back.
Go to the back, Confluence.
Is
Nobody
kicked.
fucking wants you
If
here.
anyone TOS's, I
Go the fuck
will
away.
put myself back on stage.
Go the fuck away.
You tell your viewers not to donate money because it's useless.
Yeah.
Is he actually kicked? What?
Yeah, he
Get him
got
out of
kicked.
here. Get him out of here like an immigrant.
Yeah. Welcome to the first episode of the Anson Knowles Show. First, we'll be talking about which ethnicity you like the least, starting with Big Soda.
No. I need to go back to Tyler on our conversation, if you guys don't mind, because he said I wouldn't have an answer for it.
I conceded. I was just making troll arguments. I conceded and said I agree with you, and I dropped the troll argument.
Okay.
Wait for you.
Because I mean, I do want to make the point though, and I'm going to try to land the plane really quick here. Is that I think the left is fucking everything up by saying because the right fucked everything up, we're just going to accept this how we misguided all of our children in life. But I think the right kind of forced some of our children in our idealistic ideas. Why I got kicked saying football. Not every kid is a football player. And by the way, most men, actually all men, are the best coaches for women, the best chefs, the best, all these things, like really good as men. But if they're a young kid that gravitates towards like clothing design, the right side goes, well, you're not fitting the scope of the typical man. And we start breeding their uncertainty of their sex. And all I'm saying is if you have a child that is going towards fashion design or like being a chef or things like that, if we don't do that to them, they probably will not be trans in the first place. And I've had
really
lots of debates
weird,
with trans people and non-trans people. And I've done lots of studies on this. The statistics actually show this looks like a pretty true scenario. So the left trying to promote it, saying everybody can be gay, everybody can be trans, everybody can do this, I think is hurting society. But at the same time, I think right is the ones that are pushing those people into that ideology, right?
Shut up!
What's also weird
Plain
is
land.
I'm into like retro computers.
Who's
We go to
your
retro
least
computer
favorite-
meetups.
Hold on.
The only women I meet in retro
Hold on.
computers are
We're
trans
done with
women.
the trans argument. The host has changed the subject. What's your least favorite ethnicity, Vibe?
Okay.
I don't have a least favorite ethnicity.
So
I know all ethnicities. Okay, so there's ethnicities I'm uncomfortable with because I'm American, right? We go and we like the only time we dicker and deal is when we're buying a car. You go to Asia, they dicker and deal on everything. And if they see that you're white, they're gonna charge you 100% more, right? So it's always awkward because you're like, okay, I know I'm the white guy. I know you're like,
we're narrowing it
gonna
down.
do this.
Okay, Asia. Now, what
But-
country?
So you don't like Asians. Got it. Okay, Kirk, you're next.
That's too big. That's too big. What country in Asia do they do that to the most?
Well, okay, so in 24 days, I'm moving back to my house in Asia. So I live there. So it's not like I hate Asians. It's something that my culture that I grew up with is different from their culture. And I struggle with it a little bit, and especially because I'm white. As soon as they see me, I have to like speak in their language for them to go, oh shit, I actually have to dicker and deal with this guy. Like these are things you learn. It's not because I hate them. It's just different cultures. It has nothing to do with Asia, nothing to do with race, just different
but some
cultures.
cultures are superior, right?
Okay, yeah. So Asian. So we'll just go with.
Oh, no. There's only one culture that is superior, and that's whatever culture you came from.
We're gonna go with Chinaman Asians for vibe. All right, who's next?
Yep.
Man, Asians. I like how you just threw that in there. Sure, why not? I'll take it. I'll take it.
It's against my wife. I'll take it. Yeah, me too. All right. So, who's next?
I think that's Podesta.
All right, yeah, Podesta.
I don't know if I want to answer this.
Come on, get in there.
It's
Well,
the
'cause-
abos. Just say the abos and move on.
Okay. No, I don't mind Aboriginals. I don't mind Jewish, but we do a lot of computer stuff, and when we have to outsource to Indians, it's so fucking
There it
annoying.
is. The
So-
street shooters.
It's just like they lie about what they can do all the time, and then you just there's so many scammers. I constantly get scam calls from them every fucking day. So that's gonna be mine.
I love.
Well, this is a general racism.
Anytime I'm working with them-
Individuals are like, it's the general racism I've got.
All right, who's next, Anson? You're the host.
Yeah, Kirk. What's your ethnicity that you like the least?
I think I'm unmuted, so I think if I am unmuted, I would say the ethnicity I like the least is the ethnicity with that does the worst behavior.
Which one is that, Kirk?
Loser move.
Come on.
Probably Palestinians.
Palestinians. Oh
no, that's not it. We know who it is.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
That's
I don't know any, but I'm sure they're nice people.
For Kirk, it's black people. Who's next?
Keelan, your ethnicity.
I don't hate any ethnicity.
Yeah, I know, but we're not talking about hate here. We're talking about like the least.
Yeah, like the least. All the ones you like, because you like them all. Which
You're
one
not
is
gonna,
the
he's not
bottom
going
of
to
the
answer
like?
it.
There's an array of like.
I don't have an answer.
Keelan's a stand-up guy. He won't dodge this.
No, yeah, don't dodge it. Come on, Keelan.
Just make up a
Come on,
race.
be honest. Be honest. I was honest. I love the fucking world, right? And I actually said, culturally, I struggle with this culture, right? That is
Which one was
not
yours?
something that doesn't exist for every. I mean, that's something that exists for everybody.
I don't struggle with any culture.
You do. You know you do. You're lying out your teeth.
You got it on the. You know exactly who you want to say right now. You know you do. It's sitting at the tip of your fucking tongue. Say it.
Who?
You know you. I don't know. I can't read your
You
mind.
haven't been in a
We all
place-
know who you know.
No.
So you are the most perfect human being on this planet.
Oh, what a
I'm looking
glorious
just for this,
night.
just for this question, Mo turned up. It's like, I've got to
What
answer
a
that one.
glorious night. No con. The room feels a little more masculine. So nice. A little less gay.
Does it feel? Does
It
it
just
feel
got a little bit more
masculine
gay when
here?
you joined Mo.
Oh, that's
Mo just
projecting
said that he
seems.
gets to pick his hated race, so he jumps.
Mo, does it feel masculine when I'm here?
No, I like Mo.
I
I,
don't
like
know.
Mo.
I don't know.
I was just
Keelan.
kidding with him.
Keelan, think about it.
Yeah,
We
I
can
know.
come back to you. Anson, who's next?
Yeah, I think I'm next. I'm gonna adjust my camera and do some sit-ups, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
That was
We're
our
gonna do a
host.
brief
And now
workout
he's gone.
midstream.
All right.
Got
Mo
it.
is the new host, I think.
Yeah. What's the current topic? What are we doing?
But you fucking
What,
tell
what,
us,
what
bro.
culture do you hate the most?
Whoa.
Ethnicity.
Wait.
Well,
I
as
only
soon
get
as
to
we
pick
jumped
one.
on.
I only get to pick
I keep
one.
on trying to keep it clean. You're like,
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta. Oh, this is a hard one. I can only pick
I know, right?
one.
And this will be clipped
you got
for
too
when
many?
you run for politics.
Gotta be Somalis. You know, gotta be Somalis. They come in, they make their daycares, they scam the daycares. They don't have children there.
All right. We got one on the board for the skinnies. All right. Nah.
Yeah, Somalis. Yeah.
I guess I'm
Hey,
jumping in there.
very close. Very close. The Muzzies are very close. They're like.
guess
neck
I'm
and neck.
jumping in
That's
there.
not a race, that's a religion.
I'm going to ding it up 2 for the Indians.
Oh, I got two.
You got me. You had a
Wait,
good argument.
which Indian you're talking about here? You gotta be
Dot,
specific.
not feather.
Dot.
not feather.
Okay,
Yeah.
got
I'm
it.
India.
Yeah, because the feathers. They're ever since we came in and took all their land and everything. They've
got
been pretty chill.
casinos, they got
They
weed.
haven't been eating each other and slaving each other since we did all that. They've been pretty chill. All they want to do is like drink and have their casinos. It's like
I mean,
okay.
the what's it called? The Dot Indians did. They are pretty good at computer science and math and stuff. And They do.
They are.
That's why I don't like them. That's my profession, and they take
Well,
my
the
job.
problem is they say they're good, and every time you out,
Well, I agree. We should limit.
redo the work again.
I agree. We should have less H-1B.
I was worried they're
immigration.
going to take all their jobs, and then we started outsourcing to them, and now I'm not so worried.
Well, now the AI is taking their job, so it comes full circle.
Yeah, no, we should have less. We should have less H-1B mass immigration from India. I agree. The only thing is, I don't know if I would blame the Indians for that as much as I would blame the political system. But yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
Hello.
I think my least favorite ethnicity.
He's
is
at
where
a
the
McDonald's
is.
drive-through right now,
Just with Ford.
putting his order in, guys. Let's wait.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for not muting.
Want some chicken nuggies, please? I love those. The
Mom's
dipping
got groceries.
sauce.
Oh, you can get the Huntrix.
Okay, but give me a
you
second.
can get the Demon Hunters box. That has chicken nuggets. You get little cards.
Give me a second. Good one for me. I'm on a panel.
Yeah, I'll get the number 6, please. Extra fries and a large sundae.
Oh, well, I guess we've exhausted that topic now that we all know exactly who we dislike. Let's see. Oh, there he goes.
Where the hell is the host?
He's gone. He's not here
Oh,
anymore.
he's gone to bed. This is it.
Yeah, he's controlling things from the behind the scenes, like the Wizard of Oz. You know, pulling levers and
Confluence
chatting.
is the deep
He got
state.
muted for 10 minutes, so he thought, "Oh, it's no point in my face even being here."
Who's the wizard?
No, I'm pretty sure I understood it at the donos as like on, you know, getting him to go away. That's what I thought it was.
If I were Confluence,
What? He got kicked. All right.
Yeah, he got kicked.
I missed that one.
Gotta respect the grift. The people have
Yeah.
spoken.
the thing is, Confluence. Even though he is kicked, he did earn I think what $100-something from this, right?
Where did he get kicked? He got muted, and then
No, he
Kurt
got kicked. He
muted.
got-
Vibe got muted.
It was a
Yeah, he got muted, then he read the room.
yeah. There you go. He read the room. He was like, "Well, I guess."
Does that
you
mean we
guys
can't
don't
watch the
need me."
video because the host who plays the video isn't even here? So we have to actually
Yeah, we'll have to come up with some other subject.
He's still
Or
here. He's sitting in
some
the
other
bathroom.
subject.
What I'm
The main
guessing
thing
is he had to flush because he's sitting in a bathroom right now. So he he can still pally it.
Yeah.
He's gone because someone kicked him, but he earns money from this, so it's he may be gone for now, but he can afford his Hyundai, and so he can go get a real job and be a productive member of society.
On the video
I'm just
discussion, I
joking.
did see a little bit of that, and from what I saw, it's a situation where they have Erudite, and she's used to debate terminology and how to construct debate arguments and stuff, and it looks like they just threw a bunch of randos, normies at her that don't know how to. But they were making some points, but they don't know how to put her in her place logically.
You already watched
And
it
so
all?
it comes off looking bad. No, just from the clip that I saw. At least I got that vibe from it. It's like just put some normies. Because actually, I was talking to Abe about this the other day. It's a completely different discussion when you have a conversation in real life, walking around with people just normal people, versus a debate panel, right? I don't talk to people that I talk to personally or in my family or friends necessarily the way I talk to others debate panel, because there's that debate mode style to defend your argument. You guys feel the same, or no? Maybe less.
No, I hardcore debate everyone in my life. My
You
wife's
just,
like,
so you're sitting there at the DMV, and the lady's like, "Please, sir, I don't know what the laws of logic are," and you're just like, "You're so stupid."
No, my wife wants to go out for dinner. I hit her with some Nietzsche.
Oh,
I
okay.
think in general life I only talk to my family, so I talk to them all differently to ever talk to anyone else anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, one time I was in someone's chat, and I was and this is a trans person. I was saying, hey, do you think Wittgenstein's philosophy supports trans rights? And yeah, and they were shocked.
They were
So
shocked
Kirk,
because they. they didn't know what you were saying, or shocked
Yeah.
because they?
Shocked that they didn't know because they didn't know what I was saying.
Yeah. Right.
What's the name? Kirk, what is your status at the moment? Are you just a wannabe trans, or are you actually transitioning?
Well, first I would want to see a therapist, and so after I see a therapist, I'd get assessed for gender dysphoria.
Oh, do you have gender dysphoria?
Well, I don't know. That's why I would just see a therapist. I have
Oh,
a therapist
well, the
meeting
therapist
planned.
is probably just going to tell you
Don't know.
to cut your wiener off.
I don't think they would run with. I don't think they start with that, do they?
I mean, they're like
that's the wrong.
the
that's
whole
the wrong
psychology
therapist.
field is full of whack jobs that are just want to like
I
reaffirm.
know
this
that a lot
sort
of
stuff anyway.
psychologists actually need psychology. I've known a few people who've gone.
Yeah,
and they've all been the most messed up people.
I'm just saying that I feel like there's a bias there, right? That's all I'm saying. I feel like there's a bias if you're going into, more than likely. Maybe not. Maybe you get the one based psychologist. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like the field of psychology pushes a lot of this and is the reason why we're
I
dealing
don't
with
think
it.
they.
currently.
I think they might
what's
push a
it
lot of
called?
interesting stuff. I don't think they push surgery. They're not.
I do like
biological.
Well,
They care about
cognitive
the
behavioral
physical
therapy.
side.
Cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yeah, so cognitive behavioral therapy is the idea that if you can change your emotions by changing how you react to your circumstances, and by changing your behavior and internal reaction to your circumstances, you can improve your mental health.
What I've never understood about
That
trans.
sounds like Timu stoicism to me.
Confluence, quit fucking cheating.
It is based on Stoicism and Spinoza, and the Stoics and Spinoza did influence it. So yeah, it does have a tradition in Stoic philosophy.
Okay, that makes
What I've
sense.
never
then, I
understood
guess.
about trans is even if you had gender, even if you looked at your body and felt it was wrong, why would you think being a woman would fix it? Why would you think that wrongness
also,
is feminine coded?
How do you know what it feels like to be a woman?
Yeah,
What,
so I mean,
what referent are you using to know that that feeling that you
Yeah.
have is, oh, I'm a woman, or I should be
Exactly.
a woman?
I don't understand that. Like, you just a person, you're
I've
just
never-
a thing that exists, and you look down at your body and you see this dick or whatever, and you think this feels weird. Why would you think being a woman is what you're feeling? It's like,
And look, I wish everyone who has this I'd say mental illness to like Godspeed and working through it however they want or however they can to live a happy life. I just don't think you should sterilize yourself, and I'm against that. Like with all this different like stuff they inject themselves with, and also I really don't think you should start chopping things off either. I feel like
I
that's
don't
just a
ultimately
bad.
care unless it's my family, but if somebody else makes decisions and they're bad decisions,
Well, I
I
care
like the
about
freedom that people can
society as
make
a
bad
whole.
decisions. Yeah, I care
right?
about society as a whole, but I've known a lot of trans people in society, and they just go to work and they do their job and they go home, and I don't think they break society.
Yeah.
And I'm still
Because, look,
responsible for my
even
family.
if
When
I
I advise
disagree-
my family, I'll be advising them on my beliefs. I won't be advising them.
Sure,
There's
but even if
trans
I
out there.
disagree with someone on their worldview, I don't wish them like harm or anything. Like I wish them the best, but I just might disagree with their worldview and think that it's retarded. Doesn't mean I like wish anything bad to them.
I think at the level of trans out there, it's not breaking society. Maybe if it went crazy. It's like when people keep giving you the gay argument, saying, oh, if everybody went gay, nobody would breed. And I'm going, maybe, but that's not really going to happen, so it doesn't bother me. It's not really... At the levels we're at now, I don't see any panic, any red flags or anything to particularly worry about.
Well, the concern is kind of normalizing this sort of stuff, right? Like that's one of the main concerns.
I don't like the way that the normalization went in that, like Vibe was saying, instead of just saying, hey, you want to play with dolls, that's fine to do it. If you want to get into theater, that's fine, just do it. It suddenly became,
Right.
oh, you want to play with girl dolls? Maybe you're a girl.
Yeah.
It's like, why did we go that way? Why don't we just more normalize the
now
ability
you
for men
should
to do what they want
participate
without having to be
in
man
girls'
coded all the time?
sports because you're a girl. Like we should let you in girls' sports. That's
Well, that's a different one, because what was the whole point of girls' sports was just, like, once you work out why there's girls' sports and men's sports, then you can attack it from that point of view. It's divided based on what? There's a biological category of women, and they wouldn't win anything if they played against men. I'm not saying this very well, but What I was saying before is that even if men weren't
do-
very good, they wouldn't make any sense to play against the girls just because they wouldn't
We gotta
beat them.
address
It's not a skill.
we gotta address we gotta address the question here real quick. Sorry, I don't mean to stop you, but we have a chat
Well,
here
here
to
we go.
address. Mo, do you think men are better at chess than women? 100% yes, because
like
all the
all
top grandmasters are better. They're like all
Can we
men.
ban that guy? He's mute dodging.
Isn't it
Yeah,
just
he is
anyway?
circumventing
Isn't
the
that
rules here.
thing where
He's
men
he's
tend
allowed to
excel
chat.
men have
He
end
just
up
can't be on stream.
because they have more of a spread curve of ability.
Well, yeah, men have both ends of the like IQ spectrum, right? They
I worry
occupy
about these
that
conversations.
innermost.
Sometimes they focus so much on the fact that men are better at the best of everything, but that doesn't mean that women can't do a whole lot of stuff in general if you let them. And the ones who don't want to do it,
Well,
don't do it. But obviously, it does seem to be the case that men are the best of the best at stuff. And
A
my
lot of
sister
things, I
is
would say,
very
yeah.
capable. A lot of stuff that you probably most women wouldn't be capable of. She's not necessarily average or anything.
Yeah.
I like to
You
say,
know.
just let society let women do what they want to do. The argument that men are always going to be the best of the best doesn't change that factor.
So what do you think that women are better at on average than men?
I don't know if they're better at anything on average.
Anything on average? What does that mean?
Well, as in if you take the average, if somehow you're able to take one particular skill set and then rate it amongst people and then average that out, then men would probably still win every category.
Oh, so nothing.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't. But that's just what I'm saying. It's like the curve puts men at the best, and I think men are probably also the worst at everything on average as well. If you took the worst out, and statistically, I'll say that to defend women. I don't know if that means anything because I think it generalized, just picking who's the best of the best doesn't give you a good rule set of how people should. Like it doesn't give you any rules on how you should treat anything.
I think there's many categories even on average. I don't think you could say that men are the worst at, right? Like I don't know what you would put.
I mean, the worst at that category is probably a man.
They're the worst at having
I don't know.
fucking babies.
I don't know. I haven't even back that
Okay,
one up.
so we
It's
can-
just
we
the
can
stats when they do IQ stats and
babies.
say that the men are also the dumbest and the smartest. But there's a huge overlap in the center that say let everybody do what they want to do because there's a good overlap of women who can do stuff and there's a good overlap of men that can do stuff. It does seem to be when you get into high physical stuff like Navy SEALs and stuff, there's probably maybe there's women can. I don't know. I think you just set a test in that case and just say.
Yeah, men are just
Pass
better
this
at,
test and you get it, but then you've got that
lifting
other
things, taking out the trash, tipping, listening to
Any
music,
strength stuff, I
being
think that you
funny
get,
on purpose,
10%, 13% of it.
Bedtime, take it
being
easy.
tall. All right, take it easy.
Yeah.
We need a more contentious topic.
Oh, how about let me think.
Yeah, hit us with something.
Should we be giving aid to Ukraine?
Should we? Well,
America
no.
be giving aid to Ukraine specifically?
No, I don't think we should be giving aid to a lot of places.
Well, I think that in the
America's got a lot of
context
debt.
no,
All
but
the
in
aid you guys give is debt. You probably can't afford it.
What is the benefit for giving aid to? What is the benefit to America for giving aid to Ukraine? How about we
So
start there?
if we give
feel like
aid
Ukraine is the
to
European-
Ukraine, what that means is that that's less geopolitical power for Russia, which is good for us because of the fact that basically Ukraine has oil on its land, as I understand it, and so if the oil land gets controlled by Russia, that's going to be bad for America because then Russia will prevent America from buying oil from Ukraine for cheap.
I don't think Ukraine is a huge.
So
oil
actually,
generator.
I'm not really, and maybe we can explore this a little bit because you're touching on something here that I haven't really heard. Why is Russia the bad guy?
Well, because they're invading a liberal democratic country.
Because
So
Ukraine has
but
globally
you're talking about
recognized borders.
Ukraine. I'm talking about to the U.S. Like, why are they the bad guys to us?
Well, because
communism
mainly,
wasn't that go back to Americans hate communism and
mainly because of
used
the
to be
fact
communist?
that the Russian government just it doesn't do actions in our best interest, right? So, for example,
What actions? Yeah.
like for example, the Russian government, to my understanding, has spiked oil
And
prices
Russia
on
is not a
America.
communist, by the way. Just to,
Not anymore, but
communist, but
the hate went back from that era and it never changed.
But they
Well, that's my point.
have Soviet influence. But in any event, the fact is that Russia does increase oil prices on America.
Okay.
Well, that's just a global oil market, though.
That's just a
reason
global
to hate
market
them.
competition. Yeah, that's not a reason
I
to
don't
like
think
say
there's
they're
any
the bad
valid
guy.
reasons to hate them today compared to any other countries. I don't know if
That's
Russia's
kind of my
doing anything
point.
worse
Like
than
what?
other countries that America's allied with. They could easily
Yeah,
not hate them.
Right. So that's kind of my point. That like, what exactly is like
Australia
oh,
doesn't hate Russia. We had a group of guys who used to do Russian singing, and then the Russians joined in and they started doing Australian singing, and they're about to go over there before fucking COVID hit, and they couldn't go. And no, there's no reason to hate Russia anymore. I mean, Putin obviously is a dictator. And
I've heard a lot of people
shows
demonize
the,
Putin,
shows
like,
the head
oh,
of Saudi Arabia.
Putin kills people. It's like, well, the U.S. kills people. Like, what is your
Yeah,
metric
so
here
does
that you're?
fucking Saudi Arabia and lots of big allies. So you can't even use that as an excuse not to.
Yeah. So
And
what exactly?
The better you are
is
after friend
the,
with them, the better you can persuade them to be nice to their people and stuff. Being enemies with them doesn't fix that.
Yeah,
I
I'll
assume
be
it's just a
right
hangover
back.
because America's always hated them and they liked an enemy, but there's probably some more economical reason. I think it was like America wants to be the main hegemony, and there's a chance that they don't want Russia to become a hegemony, so they keep them down.
I'm not a common Confluence. I'm advocating for supporting Ukraine.
So with the Ukraine thing, I feel like if Europe really wanted to support Ukraine, they needed to do it at the start of the battle, and they needed to include feet on the ground. Like just giving Ukraine weapons, and then with their limited number of people, they have to fight the war, and then they're running out of men.
I'm not a Kuma.
That was a winning strategy. I think you needed to actually say, look, either you're going to go all in and stop Russia from taking over this country, or probably stay out of it, but just giving them weapons seems like a sacrifice
the main thing
in
is
Ukraine, basically.
Let's look at the alternative. Let's say we didn't give aid to Ukraine. Do you
Russia
think
would
that
just annex it, and then they would be under Ukraine. They'd be back like they were 40 years ago, a part of the USSR.
A, that would mean that there'd be significantly fewer human rights in Ukraine, and B,
They wouldn't have killed any of them. They would have just had to surrender because they couldn't afford the war.
Yeah, but there would be fewer human rights because within the Russian government's providence, they would have fewer rights to things like freedom of speech and stuff like that. So they would have fewer human rights. But second of all,
it wouldn't be as good for
Russia
them.
would have more control of the global oil market, which is bad for Western interests because Western
Does Ukraine have a lot of oil? I didn't think Ukraine was a big oil supplier.
They do have quite a bit of oil. You can
I know
look
they
it
had
up.
like pipelines going through Ukraine and stuff. I didn't realize they were a huge oil supplier.
I mean, I could be wrong, but last time I read up about it, they do.
They had refineries. I don't know that they had. Ukraine now imports all its refined oil products via land routes. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'd have to look it up more, but I think there's a lot of talk of like they wanted to put oil. Russia wanted to put oil pipelines through Ukraine and all this stuff. I don't know that Ukraine.
I'm pretty sure. Here, let me look. I'll send you a resource if you like, but yeah, they also have rare earth minerals.
Yeah, but then I looked further into that, and I thought it wasn't as much as they were making it out to be. And everywhere has rare earth minerals. It's the infrastructure to dig them up that's the problem.
So eastern Ukraine, which I think is Donetsk, the Donetsk region has a lot of oil and gas.
That's the bit that Russia's already got.
Yes, but I'm saying if we continue funding them, perhaps they'll fend off the Russians such that they can reclaim that.
Yeah, my problem was I don't think just giving them weapons it does the job. If you really want to, if you're really all in and said we don't want Russia to take Ukraine or annex half of it, you had to move armies in there and protect them and help them humanitarily as well as just giving them weapons. And they're like running out of men, and they're having to recruit 50-year-olds and shit, and just to try and keep it fighting. They don't have a big enough population to fight Russia. So unless you're going to do a proper world war and put boots on ground and say, no, this is not happening, America need to do like bring their, like they do to Iran right now. They bought bloody aircrafts and everything in, and then just, if America just really wanted to stop Russia taking Ukraine, they would have moved all their carriers over and put aircrafts over and just said, no, this is not happening, and just wiped them out.
Yeah. First of all, just real quick to Rage Page and chat, I don't know who Muck Stucky is, or who Muck Sticky is. But to your point, the problem if we put troops on the ground is that basically that does mean that we're doing a significant escalation.
Yeah, it would have been a significant escalation. That's why they
it
didn't want
would
to do
risk
it.
nuclear. It would. We are talking about actual risk of nuclear war then.
Sometimes it's just not a good option on the table. I just don't know, giving the weapons to hold it off. I guess we'll see how it pans out. But it just seems to be destroying Ukraine, and then they can lose at the end of it. Europe just never had an army because most of the world just relied on America's army to keep the peace in the past.
So, are you saying that we should not put group troops on the ground?
I'm saying they needed to make the decision at the start if they want to protect Ukraine from
No,
Russia.
but I'm saying if they did put human rights,
troops.
no, but if they
should have escalated it. Yeah,
if they put troops on the ground, that would have risked nuclear war.
not really. Russia doesn't want nuclear war any more than anyone else does. As long as you don't use nukes, nobody uses nukes against you. That's why people can still have these little battles. And
I'm just saying you should.
Everything risks. They're risking nuclear war in Iran now. If Iran just firing ballistic missiles.
Well, Iran doesn't even have, to my understanding.
I don't even know if Russia has functioning nukes left. It takes a lot of maintenance to keep your nukes running. But I don't know that Iran, if they'd used all their powers and just said, yeah, we know they've got nukes, but they haven't really tested them for a long time. That's the question. We don't know how many functioning nukes everybody's got because they've stopped nuke testing for so long.
I was gone. I missed all this conversation. Where are we at? Is Russia bad or no?
Well, he's
we're talking about
he's
Ukraine war and
arguing.
what
I could be
they've
wrong.
done.
I think he's arguing that basically giving them weapons is not effective.
I'm saying that if you really wanted to stop Ukraine from invading, I've got another issue. Is that what's the point of NATO if you're just defending the countries that aren't in NATO? So that everybody's NATO, and if anybody attacks anybody, that you're going to stop them. But ignoring that, I don't think that just giving Ukraine weapons was enough to stop the war. I think if you really wanted, everybody had to just go all in. America had to go all in, and Europe had to go all in at the start, and just put your foot down and say, "No, Russia, you can't go in. We're going to bring our planes. We're going to bomb your people. We're going to blow you out of the sun if you go over the border." It just
NATO is the
just
friends we
giving them
made along the
weapons.
way.
Yeah. I just know all this talk about, we don't want Ukraine to join NATO. We don't want Ukraine to join NATO. Yeah, but even if they didn't join NATO, you're defending them as if they're part of NATO. I guess the only difference is you're not you put feet on the ground if they
Can
were
we
NATO.
take?
That's supposed to be the difference.
This is interesting. This is interesting. Can we take a second to really think about whether we actually believe humans split and fuse atoms? So I think what Rage Page is alluding to here is: are nukes even real?
What?
And the answer is yes.
I'll ask the Japanese.
Well,
go to a couple of places around the world you can find
what
out.
Evidence? Hold on. What evidence do you have that they're real? Like you personally, that you didn't read or hear from someone else? Strangely quiet.
I'm not even sure the Earth is round when you talk about it like that. Maybe the Earth is flat.
Physicist, but
I don't have any actual proof myself that the Earth is round. I've never seen their curvature.
Wait. We're off skating here. We're getting off track. We're talking about nukes.
Same topic, same arguments.
No, not necessarily because
No, it's the
you
same
can.
argument.
No, I'll tell you why it's not the same.
And
Because
you
you
have a
can
lot of
do
history,
experiments.
a lot
You
of
can do
footage,
experiments
you have a lot of
yourself
videos.
to prove the curvature of the Earth. There's plenty of actual like
I
you can do
haven't
it at
done them
home.
though.
You can, but the point
Yeah,
is
and
you
you
have
can go to
access to do
places,
them.
but you can go to places where there was nukes.
What
and you can
my
see all the
question is,
photography
what
and history
access
and
do you
radiation
have
levels.
to prove that nukes are real, other than just government propaganda?
Other than footage, that was taken before they could really fake that stuff.
Yeah, foods. Yeah,
We got footage. We got videos of
yeah,
it.
yeah, sure, footage, but footage can be faked, right?
Not in those
Okay,
days.
but,
This is footage from the
but the
60s
point
and
is,
70s. And
The
they used
only
to
way
fire them
for-
up all the time. It's
The
only
only way for like average people to know would be to like find where they've detonated nuclear weapons or go to a nuclear power plant and
check the radiation.
Oh yeah, great idea. Let's ask the people who have already been blown up. Hey, was that a nuke you got blown up by? That's not going to work.
That's
You think
not
they
what I
know what it
said.
is?
That's not what I said.
Okay. Okay.
No, you go there and measure the
let's-
radiation levels. He's talking
Still
about.
meant your position. Sorry.
I said the only way for us to know, since we can't do these experiments, would be to go and get evidence surrounding that these things happen. So you'd go to like a nuclear power plant and read radiation levels, stuff like that, where you're like, I know
Yeah, but that just shows
this
radiation
desert-
levels.
Yeah, I was going to say that doesn't actually show that they.
Yeah, it doesn't show
an
anything.
atom bomb. You can make a
I mean, you
nuclear
have to
power plant
go
without
over
atom
the
bombs.
documentation of like how much nuclear waste or nuclear or radiation levels, sorry, would we expect if a nuclear bomb went off? And then you'd have to either do mental gymnastics to assume that the government did that with you, or that.
Big.
But
hole in
once,
the
but
ground
that
is
only
probably
that's
a good
only
one.
proving the radiation level. Like you
What
could
about-
have
what
a
about-
radiation level being high and not have nukes. That's completely illogical.
What is the radiation at Nagasaki, at Hiroshima these days?
Yeah, I'm saying like us as regular people, we don't have access to the stuff that
Sometimes
we would
we
need
have to
for
trust
us to, like,
historians and
see that
evidence and
we
video
can
footage
split
and
the fused atoms.
the sum of it all put together. Sometimes there's
Okay.
enough little bits with nobody
So
giving you alternate.
the entire belief in nukes is based on what people write about and tell you.
If there's no conflicting evidence, it is, yeah. If it all adds up and makes sense, there's no
okay, so
conflicting
you've
evidence
never
or reason
how
to
about this?
disbelieve it.
You've
Yeah,
never
I mean, we can
personally
prove
seen. You've
that
never
that
personally
works out.
seen.
And do
What's it called? You've never personally seen a species transition to another species, but that doesn't mean evolution by natural selection isn't real.
No, evolution's fake and gay. 100%.
I don't think
Okay.
I didn't think that
That's
argument
like
was going to
the
fall.
worst. That's the worst way you could shift this conversation.
Yeah, why did you do that?
Well, I'm just saying that it's fake and gay.
I think it's when you got a lot of evidence and there's no counter theory, then you go for
There's
the
too
theory
many
you've
holes.
got.
Evolution
I
requires
know-
way too much belief.
Oh, okay. We're talking about nuclear stuff. We're not
Just
talking
sticking with
about
nuclear now. Let's not
Okay,
go
yeah,
devolution.
Sure.
'Cause we
Let's
can't
go.
prove that
Okay,
one
fine.
either.
Let's go into. Well, he brought it up, so I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Yeah.
But
Well, actually,
let's
Kurt-
go ahead back down to the nuclears. How do we know? It seems what I'm
I mean,
hearing.
how do we know that
it's
the black
only
holes are
what-
real?
What?
We,
Well,
oh my god, that
you
is
could
another.
s- You could say the
You
same.
can't test that yourself. all you'll see in a binoculars are like
Bro,
like
look at this
an area where
speck
there's
in
no stars.
space. What is
You're gonna
that?
have to
It's a
trust the
black
scientists.
hole, bro. It's
I think
out
so,
there
Podesta.
sucking up stars and shit.
Podesta,
Yeah,
the
sure,
proof
yeah,
for
it's
black
not real.
holes and nuclear stuff, it's all going to be experiments that the normal person cannot do.
Yeah,
right?
there's no way we can
Mhm.
access those experiments. There's no way we can access the maps that they use. They're pages of crazy shit.
So yes, you do have to have trust in the institutions that say that these things exist, but I don't.
I think it's usually you believe it until somebody comes up with a
so
credible
trust in
alternative,
the
and then
trust
you,
in
then
the
you,
government.
Then you trust goes
Trust in
down.
the government.
No,
It's not government, scientists.
Well,
I don't
NASA's
trust
a
scientists.
not even
I wouldn't trust
government.
government at all.
Not even trust.
Scientists are individual people who went for university and started.
No.
studying this
Wait,
stuff.
hold on. Do scientists not give funding from the government? What are you talking about?
Yeah, but there's individuals of all different
Okay,
countries.
there
all
is
different
like
governments.
Their
no-
paycheck is based on the government, like paying them to
Yeah,
do whatever
no,
the
they're
hell
not
they
paying
say.
them. That's not how it works.
But that's
They get paid to do what they're told. They
exactly how
they
the Manhattan
submit
Project was funded.
propositions of what they want to study.
Yeah, the
and then they
Manhattan
get paid
Project,
to
thank
look
you.
into it. A lot of them turn out to be not what they wanted to study, and they have to disprove what they thought was real.
Right, but
PhDs are just saying,
don't
"Well,
you see how individual or whoever is getting their paycheck from the government's like, we want you to go
It's not
down
an
this and
individual.
prove
It's
this.
like hundreds and
And
thousands of them
why?
over years.
Sure,
different
sure. But the
governments
point
as well.
is,
So
their
there's no way that they
paycheck
could
is
coordinate.
based coming from someone that has a certain narrative. They would be
No,
inclined
no.
to
Where would
go
you
along with that
insert that
narrative.
certain narrative? There's no certain narrative.
So the difference here is going to be like, you can look at the papers, look at the work they did. You can at least see the theory and say this theory makes sense. Like, you can't do the experiment. You can see the theory makes sense, and then at that point you have to be like, okay, I believe.
Like 2 weeks to drop the curve. That flat the curve.
No, this is
that
much more rigorous. This is much more rigorous because it's like actual.
Oh, is it? That we were told that
There
was
no
rigorous and
peer-reviewed-
tested.
There was no peer-reviewed papers about 2 weeks to drop the curve.
That was statistics and hopes and wishes, right? That wasn't.
All that shit happened in like a month after the virus came out. And they just had theories and saying if we could control it, then we could drop the. And that was also when they thought they could stop the spread with vaccines.
It was a complete misunderstanding.
Which was that information was information completely.
Point is,
there was never any
it
information
was
that they could stop the
government
spread.
institution. So
That's not scientists we're
that-
talking
but this-
about. That's like on the fly.
Oh, so we have these super
This
pure
is like
scientists
years and
of
years
heart
of peer
that doesn't
reviewed
take any government
scientific
money,
research.
cannot be swayed. Who are these scientists?
Swayed by what? Where's the swaying you're talking about? Where's the narrative you're talking about? This is not how it
If
works.
you're getting paid, you have a certain sway over someone.
No, you're not getting paid to do something. You're getting paid. You submit what you're going to do, and they pay you. They don't
The
tell
government
you, I want
pays-
this done, and then you get paid.
The
to
government
do it.
pays scientists for research.
No, but the research that they're paying them for is the research they submitted that they're going to do. The government doesn't
That's
come
why
up
you
with
don't even
research
have
and
to
say, I
fucking
want you to
argue
do this
point.
research.
You don't even have to fucking argue this point. It's pointless.
Yeah, because I'm right.
You're just making up words. You're just making up words. This is not how it works.
I'm making up words.
The government doesn't come up with ideas and say, I want you to. That's like oil companies you're talking about. The government doesn't come up with a research document and say, do this, or you get paid for it.
Never lands.
In
So Podesta, the math and science behind nuclear bombs is a lot more rigorous than the hopes and wishes and the statistics that went into flatten the curve or whatever the hell they called it. That was a complete misunderstanding.
Yeah, there was no science that wouldn't to flatten the curve. It was like.
All right. Does scientists get paid by government grants? Yes, many scientists, particularly those in academia, are paid part or entirely by government grants. There you go. Just looked it up for you.
Nobody disputed that. What we disputed
That's all I
is
was saying.
you don't know how
I
you
just
get the
said that,
grant.
and you said I made it up.
You made up the idea that there's a narrative that you get paid for. How do you get the grant? What's the process?
They would, you get funding through certain projects you want to
Yeah,
work on.
and what's the process for getting funding on a specific research topic?
What are you looking for in the process? You want me to give you like the
What's
whole
the whole
thing, or,
process?
like,
From I'm a scientist and I want to research the lifespan of an ant. How does the government come up
from
with a
my
narrative
understanding,
about
you
that?
have a certain field you want to work in, and then you submit
You
papers that
submit
you're
your
trying to
ideas
prove
of what you're
something.
going to research.
Yeah,
and then you get paid, and then the government
you get
goes,
paid,
"This
yeah.
looks like it's going to be new
Right, so
research
that
that hasn't
goes
been done
into
before," and they pay you.
my point.
The government
That
doesn't
goes to my
influence
point.
you. Where's the influence coming from then?
Because you're gonna want to submit things you know are gonna get funded, you doofus. If you
Yeah, but
submit
that's
something
topics.
like, I
That's
think
topics,
rats are
not the
gay,
research, the
I want
topics.
to do this research, government's gonna be like, why do we need to research that? Or
Yeah,
actually,
okay,
might
that's
actually
the
fund that.
topics, not the results of the topics. You just submit the topics. You don't. The government doesn't go. You don't submit what you're going to approve. You just submit the topic that you're researching into, and the government will pay for it and
Yeah.
say, "Yeah, that's a decent topic." So the government have the ability to decide what topics get researched into, but they don't sway the narrative and what the result of that research is.
Oh,
If
they
your
don't.
res-
They
if
don't
your
sway the
research-
narrative. So if
if
the
your research
government
turns out to
has a
be
narrative-
counter,
if
yeah,
a
but your
government
research
has
is
a
going to reveal the
narrative
truth.
and the
research is going to reveal
results
the
are
truth
not
on
what
that topic.
they think the government's going to like, you think they're not
They don't
incentivized
stop
to
the
maybe
pay.
not.
No, they don't change the pay because the results aren't
No,
what they were
I
hoping
said
for.
they're not. You're not even listening. The person submitted would be incentivized to not submit to the results potentially.
No, they're not. They've submitted.
No.
They're incentivized to disprove or prove science. They're not incentivized for either direction.
So
of the research.
so hold on. So then, okay, hypothetical. scientist group to get together, and they submit a paper to go over, like, I don't know, something with space, something like rocket trajectory, whatever, right? And in the process of their testing, they've come to find out that really it's impossible to actually go to space, and there's an issue here for like whatever reason. You think they're going to submit that?
So I was just looking at the stupid comment in chat. So the research was what? Can you just do that last bit again?
If, let's say, a group of scientists, through the process of their grant they got for discovering some kind of new mathematical trajectory for going to like Mars or whatever, they come to find out that actually going to space is actually impossible. They going outside, like just low orbit, is impossible. You think they're going to submit that to the government?
Absolutely, 100%. 100%.
Oh, you're
They will
smoking
submit
crack.
why they couldn't do it. They'll submit exactly what the problems were and what they don't want to submit it's impossible.
No,
They'll
you're not.
admit
That's what I'm
these
saying.
issues
Like,
stop you.
it's not possible because of like maybe a radiation belt issue that you can't
It won't
get
be
past
not
it. Whatever.
possible. It'll be these are the problems that you will face. That
In
you
the
won't- we don't have a
hypothetical, it's
solution for.
impossible. In the hypothetical, it's impossible. So, do you think they're
There's no
going to
such
submit
thing
that
as
to
a
the government?
hypothetical that proves the impossible. There's a
There's no
hypothetical
such-
that can show you problems that we don't know how to solve.
Do you know what a hypothetical is? Don't seem to understand.
No, that you can't make an impossible hypothetical. The hypothetical is that you will come up with
No,
what
it's
they will come up
logically
with
possible.
is problems that show that they don't
It's
know how
not
to do it.
logically possible to not be able to go to space. Are you serious?
Yeah, the only thing that you can come up
Yeah.
with of reasons to stop you from going to space that we don't know a solution for. You can't come up with a
Okay.
thing that says it's impossible.
Got it. Got it.
Unless you're talking about, even when they go to getting past the speed of light, they don't say it's impossible. They say why we can't do it, and what
Vanessa, I have a question.
what we would have to change to be able to do it.
Podesta, do you have an internal monologue?
Yeah,
Can you use it?
not during these panel debates. I turn that off
Because, like,
I just say what I'm thinking.
do you like science fiction?
Yeah.
What is science fiction in a very simple view? Would you not say that it's a bunch of hypotheticals?
Science fiction is hypotheticals, especially like Star Trek is lots of hypotheticals.
Yeah, how much of Star Trek is possible?
In real life, well, I'd say that most of it's probably not. Like, I don't think that you're ever going to do teleportation. But I don't know if I could say it's impossible. I'd say it's.
Can you imagine what you might do if teleportation existed?
Well, I'd never use it because you're basically killing yourself and then making a copy at the destination. It's a stupid idea. But
Okay, now
Pretty
answer
cool.
Bo's hypothetical.
I mean, there's nothing that's impossible. They would just show that there's reasons why we don't know how to do something, and these maths say that doesn't work. But you would still present them if you had maths showing that our maths say it's impossible. Okay, so if you got a mathematical point where the maths say it's impossible, you would show that, of course. There's no way they wouldn't show that. They'd say these maths say that this thing that you're trying to do was impossible because you would need to
Right.
move this
They
mass
would
faster than
submit
the speed of light to
papers.
achieve it.
They would publish papers that completely contradict the narrative of the U.S. going to space. Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
If it was impossible, you think they're going to lie? Somebody would try
Yeah.
to see their maths. No, why were you
Yeah,
saying that?
I
Why
think
would
they
you
would
think
lie.
that? Why would you think that?
Why wouldn't they?
When have you found a paper where they lied about something?
Oh,
because
I'm
it was
sorry.
actually
Has
impossible?
people in history ever lied to get more money and keep their job?
That wasn't what I asked. Answer what I asked.
That I'm proving
When
the
did
point.
you find a scientific paper where they lied in the paper because something
how
was
many
impossible?
people lied and said they had the jab so they could keep their job?
That's not what I
You
asked.
people don't lie all
That's
the time.
not what I asked. Tell me, how many papers have you found where they lied about what their findings were because it was impossible?
How many papers? Why do I need to give you a paper to prove a logical premise?
The fact that there might be some corrupt people in the world doesn't mean that the whole scientific establishment of people doing papers.
Thank
is
goodness.
corrupt.
Someone's here. We could bring some sanity. How are you, sir?
I mean, sure, there might be some. You've got a fucking corrupt president. I'm sure there's.
What's up? How you doing, Mo?
Scientists as well, but that's not how most of science works.
Just
Most of
run in
scientists don't
arguments
get
for the
into
hell of it.
money.
That's what
Most
I'm
of them
doing.
don't- If you want to be a scientist, if you want money, science is not the field to go into.
Yeah.
You become a fucking stock trader. That's why most of the scientists are autistic.
Yeah, so they're
or-
desperate for
or
money, so
brutally
that's even
honest.
more of an
They're not
incentive
in
to
it
lie.
for the money. Most of them aren't in it, don't join it for the money. It's not the career to become. It's not the career to get rich on.
What?
So if you have a huge population of people who are just trying to
intellectuals have
advance human
historically been
knowledge,
shills
they're
for the
not,
government
not as
in order to get
corruptible
money.
as people who are running businesses. You're actually
you say, bud?
selecting for the least corrupted people.
Intellectuals have historically been shills for the government in order to get money. They're rent seekers.
Not scientists, maybe intellectuals.
Are scientists intellectuals?
Yeah, that's what I
Well, not
was
the
gonna
ones you're
say.
talking about. Intellectuals are just people who talk about intellectual stuff all day. Scientists.
So
people
scientists
that
are dumb.
science.
They're dum-dums.
No. Intellectual is a word. It means people who just talk about intellectual topics. Scientists are smart, high IQ people. You don't necessarily call
But
them
they're not
intellectuals. They don't sit around and philosophize all day. They do science.
Well, physicists and theoreticians and mathematicians and psychologists and any sort of academic discipline does involve some sort of philosophical theorizing in the sense of looking at the foundations of their field.
Sure. Are you guys really
Well.
trying to argue that the scientists are out there all crap looking for money?
I'm just saying you
That's
have
a
no
bizarre- that is a
evidence you can
bizarre
go
concept.
to that nukes
You have no
exist
evidence of
other than what
anything
you
you just
trust
said.
people
You
saying.
have no
That's what
evidence of
I'm
what you
saying.
just said.
I just
there is-
asked. Okay, give me the
Well, no
evidence.
one's got
Give me the
evidence of
evidence that
anything
you
other
have.
than trust people,
Give me the
but
evidence that they have
knowing-
nukes.
Knowing scientists who go into the field, they do
There-
it. You know why? Why does somebody become a scientist? Why do you think somebody? If you're sitting there as a 18-year-old, and you think, I'm going to get into science. Why do you think they would do
you're
that?
doing the exact same. You're doing the exact thing that science is against: idolizing scientists. Like that, not cool. But we
I'm
have
not idolizing
evidence.
scientists.
It's not,
I'm just saying that's not.
It's not good enough
not a
evidence to
driving
say that
force for
nukes exist for sure without trusting someone else.
Right. Yeah,
Unless
so
you're a
you-
nuclear scientist.
Yeah, but when you trust that sort of thing, you tend to trust and verify, and then you change your view.
How are
when
you gonna
see
verify?
a opposing view? Well, you hope that somebody else who has an alternative presents the alternative, and then you go, yeah, actually, that alternative makes more sense to me. And then you hope people get behind that and do the research on that.
Would you allow for the very, even if you believe this is unlikely, the very unlikely possibility in your mind that every scientist who has worked on nuclear weapons in the world is colluding with governments around the world to tell the people that nukes exist, even though they don't? Do you allow that minuscule possibility to exist, guy who just said that nothing is impossible?
I don't allow that. What do you mean allow it to exist? I allow everything to exist, but I don't rate it as a credible possibility. No. I don't think anything is possible, but that seems a very uncredible.
Well, then you would have to agree with that statement then, if you don't think anything's impossible.
0.01%, I don't put any stock into that. No, I don't think it's impossible that gravity stuff, that somebody discovers anti-gravity and turns off the gravity of the planet, but it's not going to happen.
Okay.
We don't know how gravity
Well, I'm
works.
glad,
so
I'm
that's
glad
why-
we've,
that's why
I'm
people
glad
bring
we've
up those
established.
ideas.
I'm glad we've established that there's no.
Wait, so
actual-
you're are you able to have universal knowledge? Because you just made a universal
Possibility
claim.
and what does universal knowledge mean?
You just made a universal claim. So you obviously have universal knowledge.
What does universal knowledge mean?
It's true everywhere all the time.
You said nothing
What
is
claim did I
impossible.
make- What claim did I make that has universal knowledge?
Nothing is impossible was your claim.
What would be the opposite claim to that? What would be the non-universal
That
counterclaim
doesn't matter.
to that?
It doesn't matter. It matters
There's
what
no
you
way
claim.
you can make a claim that isn't universal, is what I'm saying. If I say nothing's
I can
impossible,
make
I say anything's impossible.
finite
Both are universal claims. Otherwise, I just don't make a claim.
You can make non-universal claims.
Such as?
That's not the question. That's not the thing in question. The thing in question is, did you make a
No,
universal?
you just said you can make non-universal claims. That's a universal claim.
That's not. I didn't say.
Yes, you did.
every
You just
claim
said you
is
could
universal.
make non-universal claims.
Did I
That's a
say every
universal
claim was a
claim.
universal claim, or did I say
I
every
did.
claim was a non-universal claim? I didn't say every. Did I?
You just said you could make non-universal claims.
I
Make
said it's
one.
possible.
Make one.
A non-universal claim would be something that doesn't apply to like everyone in all groups all the time. Like if you're talking about yourself, like I always like to have coffee in the morning with my crack. Okay, there you go. That's a
Make a non-universal claim about gravity.
Why do I have to make? Okay, about gravity.
Some things you
I
can't
like
make
to. I like to
non-universal
go.
claims
I like to
about.
go to the top of a
Make a
building and jump
non-universal
off
claim
and feel
about
the
the actual
gravity.
topic we were talking about. Is the impossible? Is it? Can you have an impossible?
But you
claim?
haven't. I can't help it. Notice you haven't addressed. You haven't. Yeah, there you go. You haven't addressed his question.
Make a non-universal claim about.
No, I asked if you had access to universal knowledge because you made a universal claim.
Well, you don't have to. I don't know what access to universal knowledge means. I can make universal claims about access to universal knowledge.
So that means you have access to
I
universal
can
knowledge.
make claims. I didn't even make a universal claim. I said that I don't know that anything's impossible. That's why I wouldn't state that anything's impossible.
You said I don't believe anything is impossible.
That's a non-universal. That is the non-universal claim. I don't know that anything's impossible.
You said I don't believe that anything is
It's the
impossible.
same word.
You
It's a
didn't say,
synonym.
I don't know. No,
The same synonym. I don't know means I don't believe.
It's slightly different verbiage.
It's
But
not,
if you want to
it's the
change
same
it,
word.
then you
Well,
can.
that's what I mean.
And I'll stop the press.
That's what people mean when they say I don't know. This means I don't believe.
Well, you didn't say I don't know. You said
Well,
I
that's what the
believe.
same. This means the same thing.
You said I believe that nothing is
It
impossible.
means the same thing.
No, it doesn't.
It
But
means the
okay.
same thing.
It does not mean the same thing, but okay.
It means the same thing.
If you say you don't know, then
It
that's
means
a
the
lot different
same thing.
Then I don't.
The reason that you don't believe it is because you don't know it.
Okay.
If you knew it, you'd believe it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just saying that
Not
there's a
a
difference between
universal
saying
claim.
like I
If
don't
say that
know
I don't know that
versus
nothing's
making a universal
impossible,
statement.
therefore I don't believe that nothing's impossible. Therefore, it's not a
I don't know
universal
why you
claim.
why you start talking every single time Mo's talking, but I have to ask you: can you visualize in your mind a Venn diagram?
Yes.
On one side is I don't know. On the other side is I don't believe. You can see that they intersect, but there are also portions where they don't intersect.
Yeah, but when I say them, they basically mean the same thing. They amount to the same thing. It's a difference without a distinction.
Okay. I don't agree with you, but okay. It's not. It's fine. You can change the
They're
word.
related in ways that are important.
You can change the word you meant to say. That's fine. If you meant to say something else, it's whatever.
I don't believe because I don't know. Put it that way. Therefore, it's not a universal statement. So this whole conversation is pointless.
There you go. There you go. Thank you for clarifying. We appreciate it.
Sometimes people just give people latitude during
glad we could all
conversations to
get that
understand
done.
what they mean instead of trying to prove them wrong all the time. Okay.
We're just curious in your wording on your claim. That's
Yeah,
all.
okay. No, you're not really curious. You're trying to prove me. You give me the most non.
What?
Get the word.
What is this? You brought these
Non-genuine.
allegations here.
Non-genuine.
What-
Like.
Whoa!
Are you saying I'm not
non-genuous,
charitable?
I'm trying to think. I've lost my fucking word now.
This feels very
Be
untoward.
nice about what I'm trying. You could say, I guess what you're trying to say would be this. If I was using better words for it, you can kind of tell what I meant, but you're trying to make silly things like I'm making a universal. You kind of knew what I meant. When I say that now, you're not going, oh yeah, that doesn't make sense. You go, yeah, that makes sense.
Can you steel
What do you
man
mean?
my argument
What's your argument?
about nukes?
Yeah, we don't know anything that happened in the past if we don't have the. It's gonna be hard to say in the words. I know what your argument is, and I agree with it. I'm just trying to work out a way around it. Like I don't know that they've split the nuke. I don't even know if I saw a nuke going off that that's because that they split an atom. I'm only believing that their explanation that they split an atom is causing that huge explosion. I don't even know that's the reason the nukes blow up.
Mm-hmm.
It could just be some other action. They're just saying it, but I think there's not a reasonable thing to believe that they're all lying to you, unless you had. If somebody gave you a reason to believe they're lying to you, and then you go, okay, that's a good reason. But saying that all governments in the world are all colluding with all scientists and they're all corrupt, therefore that's why nobody's telling you that no nukes can actually be atoms can be split is the only way that your argument holds true. And I say that seems less believable than you can split an atom. Therefore, I'm going to believe you can split an atom.
Well, he's pointing out. Go ahead. Sorry, Mo.
No. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was going to say he's pointing out a tendency, right? Which is that, like, what I was talking about, the intellectual class being rent seekers, is that they tend to support the creation of, like, they tend to support the expansion of government. And the reason they support the expansion of government is because, like, regular people are probably not, like, going to buy their book or whatever, like, or going to go, like, do their classes and stuff like that. So in order to get a job with, like, whatever X intellectual degree, they tend to support the creation of, like, government agencies or, like, regulatory bodies so that they can have a job, which it kind of perpetuates itself. Then they can make more expansionary government policies, basically. In order
The problem you face is not a tendency. You would have to get all of them to do it, or at least so many that there are only a few.
I don't have to
left
get them
behind
to do
believing the
anything.
opposite.
I don't have to get them to do anything. It's the incentive structure that they have.
Yeah, you'd have to think the incentive structure is convincing all of them to do it, not just a tendency for some of them to do it.
It's obviously not all of them, but it's a majority of them.
Well, it's not even a majority. I don't think there's any dispute about whether or not the atom. That's why the climate science is still in question, because it is only a majority. There's quite a lot of dissenters. Now, why are there so many dissenters when all the governments are paying them to say that climate science is true? In fact, they've actually lost the argument at the moment because there's so many dissenters.
Okay,
I don't know if there's any dissenters about.
Sounds like we need a new topic. New topic shift potentially. How about this? Two to choose from. What do you guys think? Is race and racism real, or is empathy real? Which one do you think is more funded?
Can it not just be both and?
Kara, is empathy real? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, is empathy real? What are your thoughts?
I think
clockwise. Do it
So
clockwise from the top.
starting with Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal.
Yeah, empathy
Jamal.
is real, and if you disagree with me, it's because you're autistic and you lack empathy.
I've heard that argument. Cool kid.
Yeah,
Next.
empathy is real. Empathy is definitely real.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure what you mean by
Podesta?
real. I think empathy is a skill that has a reasonable degree of accuracy, although you're somewhat projecting. I think it's a useful skill.
I'm ticking that off. I'm ticking that off on
thing
the
to do.
whiteboard.
Okay.
I don't know what you mean by real exactly. Like
Real
people
as in like
practice
it's
empathy.
it's a
and
thing. It makes
I
sense.
don't think it's
Oh
super-
shit! MC Nemesis.
I don't think
No.
it's always super accurate, but I think it's accurate enough that it's a useful thing to
Okay.
practice.
I'll go last. You go ahead and Sergeant.
I think empathy is real in the sense that if you have experienced a thing that another person has experienced, then you can relive your own past experience in your own mind and then thus empathize with that person. I don't think, I think, for example, like just an easy example is like a man no longer able to be a generic man who can, his sperm is able to have children far into his elderly years, like 70s. I don't think an elderly man, or I don't think a man can generally identify with a woman losing her fertility in her 30s or 40s and say, "Oh yes, I empathize with you," because he hasn't lost his he has not lost his fertility. So I think if you have personally experienced that, you can relive that experience and think back to your own feelings that you had during it. Otherwise, I think it's sympathy, and I think that those terms are often confused.
Okay. I think I agree with some of that. I do think that sympathy is used less and less, and it's basically they use empathy as a catch-all for when sympathy is actually what it is. My position is I think empathy is fake and gay. And I think I can demonstrate this to a good degree. But first off, you mentioned something. So your definition of empathy is like you basically feel, Sergeant, is that you feel like it needs to be something that you've experienced yourself in order to be able to actually empathize. Is that correct?
Right, and that's based on basically because you're trying to feel what they feel, which you can't exactly get there. The only way to get the closest to that is to have experienced something similar. And I think that really that's the only way we can connect with each other is to have had a similar experience. You're not ever going to be able to, if your definition of empathy is I feel what you feel, then it's not really possible. But if it's to get as close as possible to that, just using the vernacular, then that's the only way is to have experienced the same thing they experienced.
But even that, right? Like, let's say even grant that. Let's say I stub my toe and you stub your toe. Well, we have different pain tolerance. We have different bone density. We have different like psychological states. So it's not going to ever be, to your point, you're ever never actually going to know exactly. So how can you actually empathize with them? They might enjoy stubbing their toe, right? This kind of goes also into other avenues too. Like when someone loses like someone in death, right? You see people come up and they feel like they've been propaganda in their head. You have to be empathetic. You should be empathetic. If you're not empathetic, you're a monster. So I need to go say something. So they go up to the person and say, I know how you feel. But do they? Do they really? Because that person might have a very complex relationship with the person that died. They might actually hate and love them at the same time. So they actually have no idea what that person is feeling. And in a lot of ways, it's disrespectful in that very specific scenario, in my opinion. So,
no, I agree with you. I think I'm trying to preserve the spirit of the word, maybe less than the spirit of the word, less than the written
where
definition.
the word came from. Just curious.
I do not. But I guess I'm trying to preserve the spirit of the word as it's used in the vernacular.
So I'll just give you a brief history. 1909. Coined by a psychologist. He had some students, and it was from a German word that translates feeling into. And originally, it was for his art students to sit around and feel what it feels like to be inanimate objects, like art, like stone and statues. And so these guys are standing around pretending to be things that they're not. And then sometime in the 60s, it went from art to humans. And then that was the feeling the framework of the other person, or was it sharing in the framework of the other person, right? And then today, another is more actually even today the different there's actually a few different definitions, and even in psychology, it's kind of argued to a large degree what the hell this thing even is, right? And another problem I have with it, right, is if you go with the extreme version of it, like no, this person can feel what it's like without having a referent. It's like, well, then you, by that logic, all trans people can know what it feels like to be a woman without the reference. You'd have to accept that argument as well from that worldview.
I guess that's why I said you have to have a referent.
Yeah, I think you've got to have a reference for empathy to be accurate, or even nearly. That's why I say it's useful. I think I agree that it can be really like. You empathize with someone who lost a parent, that is just going to be so different for different people, and you're just going to be wrong.
I think it's weaponized.
I think it gives you
left quite a bit.
A plan to attack, a plan to treat them, but yeah, it's a big value judgment is to work out. Okay, given that it's going to be inaccurate sometimes and just completely wrong other times, how useful is it? But I still side on the think that it's a useful first step to try and emphasize what the person might be thinking and.
I think they were shutting down in 5 minutes. I don't know when that came in. Con, do you have a?
Yeah, that was about 5 minutes ago now.
No, it was like 2 minutes ago now, I think. But I was gonna say I don't think you should never say this to a woman though. Is I understand what you're feeling or something like that. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. So empathy is not real.
You just say to a woman, you say, "I hear you." That sounds terrible.
In relation, yes.
Well,
yes.
Guys, thanks for the conversation. It was fun and entertaining. I appreciate y'all being here. I guess I'll see you guys next time. Con, thanks for letting me host and just being in the back and getting yourself out of the way. Appreciate that. This was great. This was fantastic. Like actually, it was the best con panel I've ever been a part of.
It'll be another one.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. God bless. I'm heading out. I'll see you next time.
Con panel without con.